All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to this special edition of the 360 Sports Show. I'm Andrew Pizzelli. He is Christian Lauber, and we are bringing to you the 2021 NFL Draft. Thank you for finding us here on a Thursday night on the live stream, coming to you live through Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. At any point throughout the evening, hit us up through the comments section of any of the live streams. You could always also email the show, the 360 Sports Show, at gmail.com. We will be checking that as well. Christian, about 13 minutes away from the actual start of the draft, but already between Sunday when we had our breakdown of this draft with Brad Kelly and now, there's already been things that are kind of shaking it up. So how about you talk about, I'd say it's the biggest news of the day. Aaron Rodgers, wants out of Green Bay. I'd say that has the potential to throw this draft into disarray. Yes or no?
Tough question. Because I don't see him moving tonight. So it would probably be a weekend thing. So I don't know if it'll have like huge ramifications on tonight. Now, if the 49ers say, hey, we'll give you the third pick and Jimmy Garoppolo and something else for Rodgers tonight, and they do it, then I just don't know what Green Bay gets out of that because they have Jordan Love. So I don't see it having huge ramifications on tonight. But in terms of like next season and potentially after this draft, look, there's a lot of time between today and the start of the season. So it's going to be tonight between rounds I would say picks like 3 to 15 is going to be a total bleep show, I hope. And that's what I'm rooting for. And then beyond the draft, I mean, you have guys, Garoppolo could move, Rodgers could move. So there's a lot of time here. In terms of tonight, I don't think it's going to, impact it too much. But in, the next few weeks, I mean, look out. Yeah.
It's so sudden. Well, and I think the way it impacts, does he get moved tonight? I agree with you. Probably not. But now, does that change the draft strategy of a team like San Francisco? Does all of a sudden Denver do something different with their pick? I think maybe that could be. We all expect the 49ers gave up a ransom to get to the third pick. And the immediate thought was quarterback. Got to be going after a quarterback. The talk's been Mac Jones. I personally think that's a smokescreen because I don't think you move all the way up there to get Mac Jones, who would have been available probably to you anyways. Now, all of a sudden, what happens if, say, they decide not to take a quarterback at pick 3 and they draft, like, Kwity Paye at 3, a defensive guy? Because maybe they think, wait, we're ready to roll with Jimmy anyways. Maybe we can swing this Aaron Rodgers deal. So I'm with you. I mean, once we hit pick number 3, that's where the dominoes will start to fall, and hopefully we can read a little bit more into the tea leaves.
Yeah, and there's no doubt that there's going to be some good players dropping in this draft. I mean, it's just factual based on how many picks there are and how many players there are. So a couple quarterbacks there. Once we get into that like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spot, actually more like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that area of the draft, there could be some movement. So I expect Carolina, Denver. If you want to throw New England, I'm not, because I'm not getting my hopes up here that they're going to do something. But these teams could move in and out. So, and Atlanta still, who knows? They could move on their pick, right? So we don't really know much. They have been in talks with just about everybody. So
or shock everyone and go quarterback. I mean, I really think like that, yeah. I really think there's a lot of mystery. Now, everyone assumes. I mean, we know Trevor Lawrence is going number 1. Right. If he doesn't, that will break the internet. Or if the Jaguars. Or if the Jaguars don't take him, like if the Jaguars trade with somebody, like if they pass on him to move back, and who knows, something crazy that would break the. That'd be like Draft Day, the movie. Like that would actually cause. This show probably won't continue because the internet actually would crash. But everybody just assumes Wilson to the Jets. We've discussed. We talked to Brad Kelly on Sunday. Wilson's the third or fourth quarterback, but the Jets have seemed sold on him. Do you think there's any chance that there's a shock at 2? We're all just taking it for granted. It seems like it's just been this foregone conclusion that Wilson doesn't go 2. The action won't start until pick number 3.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be Lawrence, and I want to say Lance might go 3, if anything, but I think you're looking at those 2 standard picks. I don't think anything's going to move there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you're the Jets, do you have any other options? I don't know. Like, do you take a stab at Lance? Probably not. Like any other guy up there, unless you really like Fields or Lance, then you're going Wilson. So I am guessing that really it's going to pick up at 3, and that'll be the one. That'll be telling what San Francisco does. Whether they absolutely just don't draft a quarterback, which would be madness, or, do they take Fields or Lance as opposed to Mac Jones? That's when it'll start rolling.
Yeah. For you New England Patriot fans, obviously we broke it down. We put it into about 138 seconds from Sunday. The options, all of the options that are available to the Patriots. Drafting a rookie quarterback, high. Drafting a rookie quarterback late. Not drafting a quarterback at all, which again, that wouldn't break the internet. That would just break Christian. Then there's trading for trading for Jimmy Garoppolo. And then there's now the Aaron Rodgers situation. Let's talk about Jimmy G first. Ian Rappaport, for better or for worse, whatever you think of him, he is tied in, and he has said today, just recently in the last half hour, does not expect Garoppolo to move tonight.
Here you go. I got 1 minute ago.
Update.
From WBZ Boston Sports. So local anyway, right? Patriots won't be trading for Jimmy Garoppolo on draft night or anytime soon. So take that for what it's worth, I guess. But
yeah. So is this this is what we heard. There was the report yesterday that, hey, the Patriots are willing to wait till the Niners, because now who's in the market for Jimmy Garoppolo? Nobody. The Patriots are the only option. So the Pats are sitting there, we'll just wait till you have to cut him. How about that? But if you're New England, can you afford that? I mean, you have to have a lot of confidence in Cam, which I guess we know they do, to say only draft like a Trask or a Mond, really want Jimmy, but say, we'll wait for you to cut him. That's kind of if that's their plan, that's a backup plan. That's not this is our plan, because you can't rely on that happening.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, just from a report recently from Mike Giardi, said something to the effect of, I can't find it right now, but something to the effect of, don't forget that the Patriots are perfectly fine with going into the year with Stidham and Cam as their 2 quarterbacks, which just make me throw up.
Yeah, I pulled up the tweet. Also, despite not paying Cam Newton like he's the no doubt starter, the Patriots have no qualms about going into the season with he and Stidham 1 and 2 on the depth chart. I will be disappointed. As much as I believe in Cam, that I think there was so much going against the way last year went for him. The COVID season, all of that, new team, new system, everything. With the talent they've added, he should be better. I believe that.
Yep.
But I want a plan. I want something behind him. If Stidham couldn't see the field last year, he's not going to see the field this year if Cam's stinking up the joint. So you have to have something. If it's Trask and Mond, Trask or Mond, I'll be okay with that, because at least those are guys who maybe as second round, third round picks, they turn into steals. But at least there's another guy there to push Stidham, to push Cam, to have some semblance of something. And hey, best case scenario, Jimmy Garoppolo shakes loose. You cut Stidham. You sign Garoppolo. If you have to cut Cam because, listen, that situation is just not for him, then that's another bridge you cross at that time. But if you're going to wait on Jimmy, if you still want Jimmy, but you're saying let's just wait on him, How do you not draft a quarterback now? That would incense me.
I mean, they have to. You absolutely have. I don't know if it's Belichick's ego or whatever gets in the way here, but you absolutely have to draft a quarterback. Now, if you want to draft one in the 3rd, 4th round, I'm not going to go crazy about it because I think you need a guy, and if that's the guy you identify, then sure. Whether it's Davis Mills, Trask, or Mond, one of those guys I would suspect would be a later round pick. Then I'll live with it. And then you're still going to the season, presumably, unless you trade for Jimmy late or sign him late after he's cut. But here's like, it's kind of redundant, right? You signed Cam Newton late in the offseason, so you're just going to go do the same thing with Jimmy Garoppolo? And I mean, maybe he's been here. Maybe he's been here, right? But how much?
He's not going to know the talent.
Exactly. So they either have to make a move on Garoppolo, or they got to make a move tonight. If someone's available at 7, 8, 9 that they identify and they don't go get them, I'll be pissed. I mean, I think you have to get the quarterback. This is the most important position in sports. Not even the NFL, in sports.
I'll say this, Christian, because we're both putting it now at a very low likelihood. Now, Brad Kelly laid out for us 2 scenarios. If the Patriots decide they want to go after a quarterback in this draft, that the range that they probably trade up into, if Fields or Lance is available, he thinks Lance is the guy that they would want to go after. Pick 8 with the Panthers, trading there. There's obviously going to be competition. Washington is going to be competing probably to try and move up. There's other teams who could certainly be offer a lot to try and get up into that late top 10 range to get a quarterback. If the guy the Patriots want isn't available to them at 15, or the price to get up to like 7, 8 is too high for them to stomach, trading out. That trade out of 15 with Jacksonville for picks 33 and 45. That's what Brad said.
Here's a little something on the Aaron Rodgers stuff. This stuff's going to be flying all night, but 18 minutes ago, Mark Schlereth, I guess, reported on 1043 The Fan, which appears to be something out of Denver, said that a deal for the Broncos to land Aaron Rodgers is as close to a done deal as it can get. And then followed up by Jonathan Jones, who is NFL reporter for CBS. Broncos have indeed put together an impressive deal for Rodgers. So as of now, if you're buying into the Aaron Rodgers might move, well, he might go to Denver.
Wow. I got to give a shout out to Mary Marzano, who just delivered me dinner. So
there you go.
You gotta
fuel.
Gotta give credit where credit's due. We're gonna need the fuel. Hey, Christian, maybe later. This could be. We talked when we initially started framing our idea for the 360 Sports Show. We thought, maybe we could tape on Sunday mornings. Could be like brunch sports. Maybe have a little little morning cocktail, something like that. Maybe this could be the night where we finally do the live stream where we crack open a beer on a Thursday night.
It might happen.
With the draft, which is starting in 40 seconds. So throughout the night, we're going to be doing the first round. I will be doing the whole first round. Christian may have to depart after the Patriots trade out of the first round. So be warned, Patriots fans. There could be a trade back coming. But who knows? This whole offseason has been so atypical from a normal Patriots offseason. They've even admitted as much. They're not operating the same way because they don't have Tom Brady. They've told you that.
Isn't this kind of fun though, right? Do you remember the hype around a Patriots draft like this in a long time?
Well, I said this to Ed Habershaw and Gavin Parent, who I was doing Seahawk Talk with for Salve Regina, talking about the draft. So exciting. I said, you have to get excited about the draft when your team's not winning a Super Bowl. It's kind of all you have. So a lot of the fan bases that are really hyped for the draft, I like the draft every year, but the teams that get really hyped, they're the ones that haven't won the Super Bowl. So we have hit 8 o'clock. So we'll be bringing you every pick and breaking them down. We expect no surprise. Trevor Lawrence should be the number 1 pick. But at any time throughout the show, you can hit us up through the live chat, through Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, or Twitch. Just search for 360 Sports Show. You can also email the show, the360sportshow@gmail.com at any point. Colin did have that same report from Mark Schlereth from 1043 The Fan about Aaron Rodgers. Man, I mean, an AFC team makes sense for them. Now it's interesting. So they're kind of in an interesting spot. I mean, obviously, do you think they knew? I mean, they have Locke. They just traded for Bridgewater.
Right.
I mean, granted, it was only a 6th round pick, but didn't they have to they took on his salary? So is Teddy Bridgewater going to go to the Packers?
Some of his salary.
Is Teddy Bridgewater going to wind up back in the NFC North?
Yeah. I don't know. That's a big move, though. I mean, if he moves tonight in the next, see, one thing you can say, though, I mean, right now, I think Denver is probably not drafting a quarterback, but they could potentially still. If they got Aaron Rodgers, they're out on quarterback, so someone could, potentially fall. And that's what I'm hoping for. Because if Mr. Fields drops and they don't pick him, I'm kind of just going to throw my headset and just walk away.
I'd be stunned. If the Patriots are sitting there at 15 and Justin Fields is there, that would be mind-numbing. I mean, because they'd have to know something. If Belichick does that, they truly know something. And if he slipped that far, that's beyond teams didn't need a quarterback. They didn't something is legitimately up and wrong. So we believe the Jaguars are on the clock. This is what's annoying. The Jaguars are going to take every second because the NFL wants them to. Come on, really? Can we please just walk out and just say, "Yep, no surprise, Trevor Lawrence." Bing. Man. So, Patriots fans, I mean, what do you want? I mean, what do Patriots fans want? Give me the guy. I think it's I haven't heard anybody say not quarterback. I haven't heard anybody say, don't get a quarterback. Even the people who say hey, take Jalen Waddle, he's available at 15, get a guy that's slipping down the board because of the quarterback frenzy. They all couch that by saying, and get Trasker Mond.
How about what about a plan, something to the effect? Now, a lot of people don't want Garoppolo. I'd be fine with that. What if Waddle or someone falls like that to 15? You go Waddle, and then you have a deal in place, or say theoretically you got Garoppolo, paired them kind of together, right? That looks a lot better than whatever they're going to draft, whether a trade out, and then Cam Newton at starting quarterback. So
yep,
they could just do so many things here that I don't know.
ESPN is showing the Jaguars draft room. The Jaguars.
Tough choice.
Oh man, yeah, it's such a difficult decision to make. They're gonna draw it out. It's so stupid that they're gonna draw it out.
Yep.
But it is what it is. See, I knew Colin jumps in. I will settle for Waddle or another receiver if Trask is gotten. See, that's the thing. Anybody that says go defense, go one of these star receivers in the first round,
Smith is another one.
Everybody wants a quarterback. There needs to be somebody else behind Cam, and we all keep. I mean, you can make a case that you need to replace two quarterbacks. You need a better backup, and you need better starter. Right? I mean, because Stidham is like I said, if he wasn't going to cut it and make the field last year, then you can't imagine him getting on the field this year. So I don't get it. I will admit today I went back. I was watching Jimmy Garoppolo highlights, from the Cardinals game and the Dolphins game. His 2 starts for the Patriots. Obviously, he looked good. You forget though. Come this fall, that's 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 ACL injuries ago for him. I feel like he's damaged goods. Is he going to be the same? I mean, he was injury prone while he was here. And there was questions about his drive when he had that AC joint thing. And it was well, he could play, but he's not playing. Is it because he doesn't want to get hurt more? Is it because he doesn't, want to, worry about his contract or getting traded, and now 5 years on, lost a Super Bowl, kind of like getting screwed by his own coach. What is he now? I feel like everybody just thinks about Garoppolo. They think about that first quarter versus Miami and forget everything else. And sounds like they're not trading for him. If he comes back to the Patriots, it's because he got cut.
He did go
which
to the
again
Super Bowl.
tells you something. If
Well,
the 49ers
okay,
draft a quarterback and then cut Garoppolo, if they draft a quarterback and cut Garoppolo in August,
Just because of the salary.
but if Brad thought, this is going off the assumption that the 49ers think that they can win a Super Bowl this year, that you keep Garoppolo to help facilitate that. It'd be really hard for a rookie quarterback to come in and win the Super Bowl. I don't think that's ever happened in league history. Pretty sure. Maybe in like the 50s. I don't know. I'd have to dig back. But in the modern era, it has not happened.
I would take Garoppolo. I don't know.
But I'm saying if the Niners are dumping him like that in favor of a guy they just drafted, doesn't that tell you something about what they don't think that he can? They don't think that he's
You know what it
capable of
tells
taking
me?
them to a Super Bowl that year.
It
And
tells
they're
me
better
that
than the
they-
Patriots.
No, it tells me that they misplayed their hand because they could have gotten something for him.
Yeah, I guess. But then, I mean, it would have been less. It's like as time's gone on, you're right. I mean, they
Sure,
played
but
hard.
You could get a third-round pick still.
Yeah.
Third-round pick's better than cutting the guy. Like, if they would just restructure, take some of the salary and trade him away, a team would probably go for it. You know?
Yeah.
Washington, New England would do it. But
I think they were holding out, and then they saw, like, this guy go for a second. I think they saw the Matt Stafford trade and thought, we can get that.
Yeah.
And then Teddy Bridgewater goes for a sixth. That ruined that market quick.
Yeah.
This is from Colin. Remember how many years Brady played with an AC joint injury before the whole TB12 persona? Yeah, every week on the injury report, questionable with a shoulder injury. Yeah, questionable, sure. So, we're waiting for the Jaguars here. I really...
Classic. Leave it to the freaking Jaguars to delay our time so much. I think they should have been stripped one draft pick per year for as many minutes as they go over 8 o'clock.
Well, get this. We're
Start taking away
having kind of obscure. We're having the war of the like Broncos beat writers now. Mike Kliss, who
I just
beat
saw that
writer,
too, yep.
beat writer for the Broncos. While there are various reports out there on Aaron Rodgers and Broncos, I'm told Broncos are not in talks with Green Bay. All Broncos brass and war room gearing up for draft. I always love this. You get the warring beat writers.
I'll be honest though, I don't believe that shit. No way. Excuse my French.
That-
I don't believe that
that
they're not
they're-
in on Rodgers. Like, come on. A number of these teams, right? If Rodgers says he wants to stay on the West Coast, and you are a team sitting there on the West Coast, and you're not in on the guy, I just don't believe you.
Nick wants us to touch on the rumors surrounding a former first-round quarterback
And AAA baseball player.
and AAA baseball player Tim Tebow trying to make a return to the NFL as, guess what? A tight end. You're like 8 years late, dude.
Yep. I was gonna say the same exact thing. You kind of missed the mark 10 years ago, bud.
See, I gave Tebow a lot of credit for saying, I'm a quarterback. My dream is to play quarterback. I want to play quarterback. If I can't play quarterback, then I won't play in the NFL. I give you credit. You know what? You're sticking to who you are and what you want to be. And then he went off and pursued baseball, which I thought was cool. But like what now? Baseball's kind of dried up on you, so you're like, well, if someone will have me, I'll be a tight end now. I don't like it.
You know, all right, now we got Kings of Leon playing. Like, can we just get them on the clock here already? Like, what?
Yeah, that's what I was just wondering. Come on. Come on, Roger. Actually, you know what? They're giving
8-11.
they're giving me a minute to eat my dinner here. Maybe that's what it is. The NFL knows. Like Andrew Pizzelli has not eaten his dinner yet, so we're gonna give him some spare time. I guess while we're doing that, we'll just shout out PJ's Pub Narragansett. All the shout outs. Little chicken gizmonda, some breaded chicken cutlet with mozzarella melted on top of prosciutto and broccoli rabe. And it's nice. A little bit of broccoli on this. Mashed potatoes on the side with some brown sugar, baked carrots.
If I had this much time, I would have gotten,
stuff.
I got oatmeal at some point here, but I thought, we're going to start at freaking 8 o'clock, but here we go. They're on the clock for 45 minutes to pick the guy that everybody knows they're going to pick.
We're back.
I'm already pissed. It's 8:12.
What do you think of their setup here, too? I mean, they got
they
got the fans like all broken up. Oh, here's Roger.
A lot of Cleveland Browns fan. Obviously, it's in Cleveland, but I'm surprised there's that many fans. I guess they kind of had a comeback to earth last year.
Yeah, they were supposed to be in Vegas last year, right? And then they were like, "Sorry, Vegas, we'll be back." I think next year they're gonna go back there.
Ooh,
finally. Oh, did the guy next to him just do a thumbs down? Did the guy who was that? It was next to him just like play with like doing the thumbs down.
Any Roger Clown shirts in the audience there?
I'll have to keep an eye out.
Why is Jarvis Landry up there?
Do they tell all these people to like? There's people like the line, like there's people cheering. It's like who's cheering? This is an interesting conversation for another time. I mean, we could probably, we're gonna have to fill some time here tonight.
Come on, Cleveland, boo me louder.
Yeah. Is Adam Silver the only liked commissioner in professional sports for leagues that are teams? Yes. There's commissioners of the PGA, but like those are individualized sports. Dana White is kind of fringy, but like he doesn't, unless he did something to upset you as a fan of an individual fighter, he's not going to be disliked. As of yet, Adam Silver hasn't done anything. I mean, his predecessor was disliked by many a fan base, David Stern, the late great. But I can't think of another commissioner in a team sport league that is liked professionally.
Nope. Not one. I mean, you listen to Roger and Gary Bettman. They are two of the you'll hear some boos, I think.
Oh, the Bettman boos are unreal. No matter no matter what, no matter where he is, they boo him.
Yeah.
Insufferably. Which is fantastic.
I'm going to take this opportunity to go to the bathroom because I got time.
Go for it. I can fill the time. At some point, I will ask you to do the same while I schwag down some food. So we'll hide Christian for a moment here. Hopefully, I mean, he cut his camera. I hope he wasn't going to the bathroom right there. Christian, go use the bathroom. It's okay. You can come back. So the Jaguars, it looks like they are finally... officially? Oh, no, Roger Goodell is still speaking. So, delaying the inevitable. We all know it's 8:14. Why have we not started? Why all this pomp and circumstance couldn't have taken place before 8 o'clock? I don't know. But we all expect, yes, and rightfully everybody on Twitter is just dragging this. Fans have been waiting forever for this. And of course, the NFL is going to find a way to make everybody boo and get upset. It's just the way they go. Everybody expects Trevor Lawrence to go number one. Viewed as the transcendent talent in the draft. One of those, only comes around once a generation type quarterback. This is ESPN's their pre-draft analysis. Lawrence is a sound decision maker and natural leader who has shown the ability to star in clutch situations and big games. He has a strong arm and quick release. His footwork is a little inconsistent, but his touch, timing, and anticipation are still good. He extends plays with his feet and is a threat to run. The complete package, as everybody said. Brad Kelly told us the one thing he was worried about with Lawrence was some durability. Just because of his frame and needing to pack on some more muscle. That's a lot of these guys, though, coming out of college and getting to the NFL is putting on extra weight, and he'll do that. I mean, they're going to have much more of a normal off-season style type program this year, so he'll be able to hit the weight room with the Jaguars, who we expect to take. And finally, at last, the Jaguars are now really on the clock. So 10 minutes per pick. Please, God, do not take all 10 minutes to make this pick, because we all know who it's going to be. And Christian is back.
They're trading for Rodgers.
They're trading for Vontae Mack.
Yeah.
That movie, while it doesn't accurately represent the nature in which NFL trades happen, like, I'll give you 3 seconds to move up to get your first, and I'll give you 5 firsts for the. That doesn't happen. This
Jaguars
year,
need 10 minutes. Sorry, 10 minutes to make this pick. Oh yeah.
I've always actually said this. I mean, the first overall pick. Cut this time in half. Give them 2 minutes. They know who they want. They have controlled the draft board this whole time. Yeah. They know who they're picking. That player should know who they are. Like, they're not showing anybody else other than Trevor Lawrence right now. Like, they're not. Everybody expects him to be the guy. So, like, you get 2 minutes. If you want to trade it, and that team gets 10 minutes. If not, first pick, you should know. You should know.
There's no way they don't know.
Do you have... I asked Brad about this. He said no. He didn't really think so. He thinks that the situation in Jacksonville will be such with the players they will add with this draft and Urban Meyer as a coach, not to worry about a tough rookie year and ruining Lawrence as a prospect. And the whole silver spoon thing that, he's really never had to be in an adverse situation. He's been in big games, but has he been on, he's never been on a losing team. Right. I kind of have some questions about that. How's the guy going to be? He's going to be looked at. He's the number 1 overall pick. He's going to be the savior for the Jaguars. I think that's going to be a tough spot if he struggles.
I mean, yeah. I mean, who does he have around him? That's the problem, right? I don't really know. I'll be honest, I don't really know many Jaguars. Like, I know they got rid of a bunch of guys, in the last couple of years, I want to say. But beyond Lawrence, what do they have offensively? I mean,
not much. Let's see. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Like, who's their most notable player? It's got to be someone on defense, right?
Hey, let's see. No, Jaguars.com. I do not need updates and notifications delivered. I mean, really? I mean, it is. It probably is. Man. I want to pull up like last year. Here we go. Last year's statistics. So let's look at guys. James Robinson. Mike Glennon. DJ Clark. I mean, Tyler Eifert.
When he's on the field.
Why are they taking all... I mean, again, we expect like a couple of these other teams to take their time. Even Lawrence is sitting here. He's got the AirPods in, too. Or something.
You got to let all these guys blow air, I guess. Freaking all these analysts that say the same thing. Lawrence is going number 1. Look at the talent. Yeah. We know.
You'll guess what? The pick will happen, and you'll have the next 10 minutes to talk about it.
Yeah.
Novel concept. Nick says that the receiving core is underrated for the Jaguars. They've had a good receiving core the last 4 years. I mean, and they've lost guys and then drafted well. If they, like we said, I think them and the Patriots make good trading partners this year. If whoever the Patriots want at 50, as a quarterback can't be had either by trading up, price is too high, or he's not available at 15, and they really don't care about any of the other defensive guys that are available, trading with Jacksonville, pick 15 for picks 33 and 45. Gives the Patriots more second and third round, that area to operate.
Yeah.
And it gives
their
them...
receivers are decent, but do they have anybody that can block and Lawrence so Lawrence doesn't like get killed as
Well,
year
that's
one?
where like doing that trade would be huge for Jacksonville as well, because they can select a lineman at 15 or another wide receiver, one of these legitimate receivers out of Alabama, and then they can take their lineman at 25. And now you went, hey, we got the quarterback, we've got a lineman, and we've got a star receiver to go with them. 4 minutes left on the clock here for the Jaguars. So stupid.
I mean, yeah, there's no way I'm getting through the first round. I mean, this is ridiculous.
I'm going to take another bite of food. Why not?
I think we know the first 2 picks, and it's going to take 25 minutes to announce them.
Why not? Oh, this piece is falling apart. Mouth watering. It's just falling right apart. A little more relaxed here on a Thursday. We gotta. This is one of those settle in, folks. Settle in.
I'm surprised you're wearing a collared shirt. You just wear that all the time, or what?
It's a flannel. It's cold here, man. I'm on the coast.
That's true.
You inland folk. You should know. You used to live on an island.
I did. Yeah, it was. Wasn't that cold?
You weren't
I
right
don't know,
on the water though.
Yeah,
See, I
that's
got the
true.
wind coming right in.
Close your window.
I guess. Modern
Oh wow,
solution.
Lawrence is still. I wonder if Lawrence got the call yet. What do we think? Is he still antsy waiting?
I mean, why are they taking all this time? Are they just trying to joke with us?
Yep.
I mean, you take all this time either because it's like a mandate. Like I said, the NFL told them. I know there's shows everywhere. The Patriots.com guys, I know, Eric Scalavino loses his mind every year, the first pick of the draft. He has to be going bananas right now. Because like,
At least
move it along.
I got draft, I got Twitter, I got all this, and the Bruins are on, so I'm watching that as well. So I need some in between.
Jeff Howe, Jaguars, blink twice if you're in trouble. Imagine something crazy. Like, you know how a couple of years ago, who was it for the Broncos? Were they trying to trade somebody and like they misfiled the paperwork or misfaxed it or something, like, and then the trade didn't go through? Something like that happens. The Jaguars here, like, they lost their internet connection, like, at the stadium, and so they can't phone in their pick. Time expires.
I don't want to keep bitching, but is this not ridiculous?
They just put 10 minutes back on the clock again. What happened?
No, the pick is in then.
There we
look
go.
at
The pick is in.
Urban.
Ah, good Lord. Every single NFL, anybody around the NFL is screaming right now.
If they don't draft Trevor Lawrence, yeah.
There's going to be a lot of that tonight if this doesn't happen.
I just want to get to pick 3, right? Because I think for the most part, this is going to be steady as we go until pick 3.
Jaguars pick is in. I mean, we all expect it to be Trevor Lawrence. I'm waiting to see a blue check mark.
The best part about this though is the pick was in at 8:22 on the clock. Now they're going to take an extra minute and a half to announce it. You got to take the full 10 minutes.
Waiting for that blue check mark, man. Haven't seen it yet. Yeah, everyone. The Jags took approximately 8 minutes too long from @BetMGM.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Not necessary. Absolutely not necessary. D. Come on. There it is. From Albert Breer. Card is in. Trevor Lawrence is a Jaguar. Oh my God. Sound the breaking news. Stunning. So,
Jeff Howe, my mock draft is already screwed. Trevor Lawrence is with the Jags.
Pete and Gansett, this is like waiting for the ball to come down on New Year's Eve. Yeah, except we'd be way more inebriated. Time would actually be passing faster.
Why did they
quicker?
Why did they take Goodell like 20 years to get to the podium.
So Trevor Lawrence to the Jaguars. If they do nothing else, and we know they're going to have a pick at 25 and they're going to have the rest of their draft, even if they trade up and get another first round pick, like we've talked about and speculated, them making a trade with the Patriots. What can the Jaguars be this year? How good is Trevor Lawrence? Is he going to elevate that team around him? And where can the Jaguars be? Going from what, 1 win last year? Over under 17-game season. What can he do?
I mean, I think he's a stud. I mean, I just think, you look at the skill set, I think he can do a little bit of everything. He's been, hyped up as the number 1 pick for how long now? I think he's got all the skills. Can they protect him in Jacksonville? That is the question I have. I think their receiver core is okay. It's decent, at least solid. They have a couple guys that can play. And I think they got Carlos Hyde and another running back there. So they should be in a good spot. If Tim Tebow's their starting tight end, I say they're in trouble. But outside of that, I think Lawrence is going to elevate the Jaguars by a ton this year. Whether they make it far, I don't know. But I mean, the guy is he's going to be a good player in the league, 100%. If he stays healthy, obviously, right? But
oh yeah, that's the big thing. I think they're probably in that 8 to 9 win range. I mean, if he just being the level of quarterback that he is makes these teams like
it's a huge jump.
6-7 wins better just instantly because you're not throwing games away.
I just don't know about their defense. I think they'll lose some games just based on that alone.
Yeah. I mean, the AFC South, I mean, you get the Titans. Gosh, what are the Texans going to be? That's a complete dumpster fire. The Colts, we think are conference level contenders. Like, probably should win that division and be vying with Buffalo to challenge the Chiefs. We expect.
Another situation, though, where Wentz has got to stay healthy,
This from Ian Rappaport 42 seconds ago. An update on the Packers that's not really an update. Green Bay has not engaged at all, despite a few teams calling about trading for Aaron Rodgers. The Packers have no plans to trade him, so nothing has changed. I'd say something's changed. It's public knowledge that he wants out. Like, it's reported public knowledge, not rumblings, grumblings. So he wants out. The report does not say Aaron Rodgers is happy. We don't know what these reports are coming from. The report is they're not listening to trade talks right now, which means they're trying to figure out, oh bleep, we're going to have to get rid of this guy. And also, too, like, it's evidently over contracts. How much? Let's pull up Aaron Rodgers' contract. I mean, how much is he getting paid? I imagine it's quite a bit. And he wants more. 25 mil.
Yeah.
$25 million. That's his base salary. You know what his cap hit is for this year? $37 million.
Yeah.
What? Is enough not enough, dude?
He wants the extension, though. That's the thing.
And
I think he's on the books for like 3 more years, right?
Yeah, he's on the books until 2024.
He's an MVP. He's an MVP though now, so now
he's under contract for 3 more seasons. What do you want?
It's about the real money though, the guaranteed money.
It just tells me it's the same narrative that he won his Super Bowl and now he just wants to get paid. He's not. No one ever compare Tom Brady to Aaron Rodgers ever.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, yes, got his money. He got his $25 million, his 2-year, $50 million from the Bucs last year in free agency. But guess what? He also then restructured this year so that they could keep the team together. Aaron Rodgers has done that precisely 0 times. He's wanted more and more and more and more every time they come back to the negotiating table, and then complains about the lack of weapons around him. Sorry. It's just, what do you want?
Not an Aaron Rodgers guy, are you?
No. I think he's phenomenally talented. I think he could have been, and yes, he got a late start because of sitting behind Favre. That dude should have 3 or 4 Super Bowls. He should. I mean, the NFC was like topsy-turvy. There was no consistent. The Seahawks there for that little 3-year window.
You know what I don't understand though, really, is what is the reluctancy for the Packers to trade him? Like, you could get a huge haul. You have Jordan Love sitting there. You could bolster your roster presumably by trading him, and he wants out. That's the number one thing on the list. He wants out. So why not see how much you can get? Maximize that value right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure. I mean, right now it's like scramble mode because
here you go. Zach Wilson is officially a Jet.
There we go.
Now we can start the draft. There we go.
Yeah. So we have stuck to form. So Zach
Wilson doesn't look like he has his driver's license yet.
He literally looks like he's 13 years old.
Yeah.
And I thought that Herbert looked young last year. Zach Wilson looks even younger. Can somebody verify? Do we have a birth certificate? There's got to be Zach Wilson birthers out there, right?
I would think so, right? He looks like he's 12.
That's what Patriot when the Patriots don't draft a quarterback and Zach Wilson is shredding the New England Patriots this year, there's gonna be people, all right, let's go to Tim and Saugus. Yeah, man, I think this Zach Wilson guy, he looks too young. Can we get a birth certificate on him? Right? He shouldn't be eligible.
Yeah.
Scouting report on Zach Wilson. Played in a pissy offense that featured full reads and mostly pro-style concepts. His best trait is his ability to extend plays, and he does a good job of adjusting his arm angle to generate throwing windows. This sounds like an MLB scouting report. What also stands out, Wilson's ability to throw receivers open and his touch working against zone looks. So, ESPN had him as the second-rated quarterback. We all thought it should have been Fields. But, hey, now is where the excitement starts. So
it's
Zach
very
Wilson
up in the air, though.
Zach Wilson officially the number 2 pick. He's going to the New York Jets. What
the 49ers are
the
on
San Francisco
the
49ers do?
Take your bet now, Mac Jones or Lance, or what do you think?
I say Lance. I know there's been so much about Mac Jones, but I just feel like Fields has also been falling, and I just feel like Lance is that guy. He's got the higher ceiling. He'd be a good pair with Garoppolo, where you say, we're drafting this guy as an experiment. We're going to see how it, let him get that year he didn't get last year in college behind Garoppolo. Because he has the higher ceiling. That's what everybody says. Fields is more ready, but people think that Lance has the higher ceiling. If I was the San Francisco 49ers and I'm actually going after a quarterback here, for their roster, with what I think they're trying to do, which is win a Super Bowl this year, even though Kyle Shanahan says he doesn't know if anybody's going to be alive on Sunday. I don't know. Is that a threat? Does he have some sort of prior knowledge? You think his phone got tapped like the day after that press conference? People use that all the time when you get asked a question like, well, hey, you never know what, we got to remember that this is usually when people are actually talking about tragedies. Hey, this is a reminder that this is just a game and you never know what life can throw at you and blah, 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 blah. He got asked a question about his roster and his answer was, well, we could all die on Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, what, dude? Just say you don't want to answer. Give a Belichick response. Even Bill was probably looking at that going like, what the heck's wrong with this guy? So chalk so far. Let's see 49ers. So I'm going Lance. Who are you going with?
Yeah, earlier today I came to the conclusion I think they're going to they're going to go Lance, I think. But I mean, this is really where the fun begins, right? So we'll see. This could have a huge impact on not only the Patriots but a number of teams here in the,
Well, here's what's interesting. I mean, you look at I'm looking at ESPN's Best available. Kyle Pitts is the next rated player. If you just want to go overall player, like big board, who's available? Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase, Sewell, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Rashawn Slater, then Trey Lance, 7th best player remaining.
Yeah,
and then Fields. But everybody knows it's going to be a quarterback. If they don't go quarterback here, that's stunning.
Let me just say this, right? If there's a quarterback here in the top in the 7 to 10 range, and the Patriots and the price isn't too high, and they don't go get their guy, you're looking at quarterbacks in the division now of Zach Wilson, Josh Allen, and Tua Tagovailoa. Pretty good. All these teams are getting quarterbacks. The Patriots are stuck there with Cam Newton, Jarrett Stidham. Like, I don't know. I don't know if you feel pressure necessarily, but presumably these teams are getting better.
And a well-coached New York. It seems we haven't seen him on the field yet, but Robert Saleh, we assume that's going to be a well-run operation.
Yeah.
George Kittle has tweeted out the googly eyes for whatever that's worth.
He's just trolling. That guy can't stay off Twitter. George Kittle's always on Twitter.
Let's pull up. Let's see what they have to say about Lance. I'm interested to see what the scouting report is.
Am I the only one who thinks that Zach Wilson looks like a young blonde version of Tom Cruise? Just me? Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Kind of. Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah. I don't know. This is where the excitement should start. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left for the 49ers here. See, this is one where we expect them to take the full 10 minutes. Because they're probably
See, I don't even necessarily agree with that. Because I think if you traded you traded 3 first-rounders, you're looking to go get there's got to be someone that they had in mind. There has to be. And I think it's Fields or Lance. I'm not buying the Mac Jones hype.
Does the Aaron Rodgers wrinkle now though change? Are they all of a sudden thinking, wait a minute, should we draft defense here? Because yes, we're not going to trade this pick for Aaron Rodgers. It's just not going to happen. It's just not enough time for something like that to come together and work out the contract details.
Yeah.
But maybe if we were going to stick with Jimmy this year anyways and let a rookie sit behind him, maybe we just draft defense here and see what happens with this whole Aaron Rodgers situation.
Yeah. We're about to find out, I guess.
Yeah. Stunning. It'll be stunning if they don't take. I think it's stunning either way. I mean, it's interesting to us because we have a bit of an interest in Garoppolo, but if just from an NFL standpoint, I mean, you're a team that was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. You have the same quarterback, a guy you identified, a guy you traded for, a guy you paid, and you go and move up and draft another quarterback. It's going to be fascinating to see what happens no matter what.
I got a bad feeling. All of a sudden, I got a bad feeling the Niners are going Fields.
Ooh, that would be shocking. And again, though, why? Then why this? Where was the smear campaign coming from then? And why all the hype for Mac Jones? To what? Get Mac Jones to... So, the Jets didn't take him? We knew. Like you said, we knew it was Lawrence and Butt. You knew who was going to be available.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, most likely it's got to be some
non-blue check mark, but I've seen one tweet that says Trey Lance. But again, I'm gonna wait. We're gonna wait.
Poop emoji mark.
What if they go Pitt? What if they go Pitts? Imagine that dual tight ends with Kittle.
Trey Lance, there it is.
Blue Trey Lance.
Okay.
Wow. So, this is what Brad Kelly said. If Mac Jones doesn't go at the 3rd pick, he may not go in the 1st round. Yeah. Unless he falls to your New England Patriots at 15 and they decide to take him. What will you do now, Christian? So, Trey Lance is a guy that I would have liked. He was a guy that Brad Kelly identified for us as well. Maybe you trade up if he's there at 8. He's gone. I think this is a perfect pick for San Francisco.
It's a good pick for San Francisco. This kind of ruins my hopes and dreams of Fields to the Patriots. I think. But we'll see. I don't know. I think Fields now goes top 10 easily, but yeah.
Yeah, well,
I
I definitely don't think now there's going to be a rush. I mean, the Falcons now are clear to take Pitts. The Bengals can take Sewell. What do the Dolphins do? You know, I mean, they have Tua, but they were in on Deshaun Watson before that whole situation broke down. So could they now be in the market for a quarterback that maybe they didn't think was available? God, could you imagine Zach Wilson and Justin Fields in the division? In the division, torturing the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
For the next 10, 15 years. The tables will have turned. All the other AFC East teams will have their quarterbacks, and the Patriots will just be that just churning dumpster fire. Yeah, so Trey Lance to the 49ers. That's a huge, it's a surprise. And yeah, the Mac Jones free fall can begin, according to Small State Big Takes podcast, represent Rhode Island. But I think this is good for the Niners. He's, like I said, he's got a high ceiling. You let him sit behind Garoppolo. If he's outplaying him or Garoppolo starts to slip, in he goes. But give him the year to learn. Get that year of institutional knowledge and everything and learning how to be a pro. 49ers are going to be a contender for a Super Bowl. They are.
I mean, this puts Mac Jones in play for the Patriots if they like him.
Oh,
I'm not
man.
convinced they do. I'm not convinced they do, but potentially anyway.
You said you want the quarterback, Christian, but if it's Mac Jones, are you going to feel happy?
No, I think I'd rather go defense at 15 or trade out and then, look at the second round unless Fields is there. But this makes me think Fields is probably going 7-9 somewhere, 7-10.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want Mac Jones. I'd rather draft a receiver. I know that is totally anti-Patriot, especially after they swung and missed on N'Keal Harry. But I draft defense. I would draft one of these receivers who's going to slip, or move back. But I'm getting. I don't want Mac Jones. I would rather have Trask. I'd rather have Mond. Give me a 4-year starter who actually, had to work and make plays, not just throw single reads to wide open guys. Yeah, he made great throws and he can make a read, one singular, with 3 of the best receivers in the nation on his side. So,
let's just run down the picks here. You got Pitts right next, and then Bengals. You said who did you say for the Bengals?
It's been up in the air. For the Bengals, let me pull up if I can pull up their team needs. They need a wide receiver. They also need line help. So they could be in the mix for Chase. They could be in the mix for Sewell.
I think Sewell is probably the best bet for them. But even so, right? So this has 2 implications, right? Mac Jones is going to fall, right? And Jimmy Garoppolo is probably staying put now because Trey Lance is not going to be ready to go early in the year. So my guess is he's there for the next year. So that's one option off the board. Mac Jones could fall if the Patriots like him, which I don't think they do. And then beyond that, you're looking at Fields is probably next. So Atlanta's taking Pitts. Bengals won't draft a quarterback. Dolphins maybe, but I don't see that with Tagovailoa there. Detroit maybe, but again they just traded for Goff. Do they want to draft a quarterback? I'm not convinced. Panthers, they could, but they just traded for Sam Darnold. And then the Broncos, who are supposedly in on Rodgers, whether you believe the commentary or not. And then Dallas doesn't need a quarterback. New York Giants probably don't need a quarterback. So one of these teams in here, I would say, Lions, Panthers, Broncos, someone in there is potentially in the market for a quarterback or a trade out. I think there might be swaps. Brad mentioned there could be a couple swaps in there at some point.
Yeah. Now, I agree with you. It means Garoppolo's not going anywhere, at least anytime soon. And if he gets cut in the fall in training camp, it's either because he's just broken down, or they really just want to start Lance and they'd rather get rid of Jimmy, and there's not going to be anybody that's going to offer them anything for a trade.
Yeah. The only way I see them cutting him is if they don't want to pay the salary. I think he's like $27 million this year. So that could obviously put a damper on things for them. But again, I think drafting Trey Lance puts you in a bind where I think you need Jimmy for this year. I'll say that. I don't think Lance is even close to ready. So
yeah, because you're not gonna roll the dice. I don't think even if they took Justin Fields, I don't think you were gonna roll the dice on him starting this year instead of Garoppolo.
Yeah.
The non-hot take clickbaity experts that you hear, and as Brad told us on Sunday, said the same thing. The 49ers believe they can win a Super Bowl. They believe for this season, Jimmy Garoppolo is their best bet for that. They happen to be in the position where they could draft a high-quality heir apparent because of the way last year went for them. And you have to take that opportunity because it's just not going to come for you. You'll get lost in limbo if you just draft a lineman here and play out the string and Garoppolo plays 2 more years, breaks down, and is gone, and then you're just right back into the cesspool with everybody else.
Yeah.
Pick is in for the Falcons.
I mean, it's got to be Pitts, I would assume.
I'll be
surprised if it's not Pitts, but
waiting to see the no blue check marks. Everybody's just still on on Trey Lance. Man, we're gonna find out too what the league really thinks of Mac Jones. You know?
Yep.
And it's all the hype. I wonder if he bought into any of it, you know, where people were talking about he could be the 3rd overall pick. Buddy, you could be a day 2 quarterback now at best.
It could be, you know, what's crazy though, he could be one of the best quarterbacks of this draft, but he could also be one of the biggest flops, right? So if you take
the Alabama quarterback thing, man, it's just people are way too scared of it, for better or worse.
Yeah. Pick is in, but I haven't seen anything.
No, I haven't seen a thing either. Bengals are on the clock, but no announcement of pick. Pro Football Talk. Broncos and Packers currently aren't negotiating for a trade for Aaron Rodgers.
Yep, there it is. So it'll be Pitts for Atlanta. No surprise there.
So Kyle Pitts off the board as expected. So far, everything has gone according to plan except for the Niners taking Trey Lance, which I guess is surprising. But hey, they took a quarterback. We expected them to take quarterback. So now Cincinnati. I mean, is anybody going to be knocking on the door of Cincinnati? I mean, the Bengals, they're in a position where is just one guy here at the top of the first round what they want? Or are they interested in dropping back? I don't know. I do not know. So, I mean, best available for them. Jamar Chase is the best ranked player, the next best player. Bengals need wide receiver help. I mean, AJ Green has broken down. Getting a star target, somebody that Burrow should be familiar with, would be good for them. Also, if they went Penny Sewell, I mean, that would be just as good as well. You know, I don't think this would be too. The only surprising thing here would be is if the Bengals trade.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting spot, but I think they need help up there. I would assume they're going to go defense here, or they might even take a tackle or a wide receiver. Maybe they got a few options there. Play with Burrow, so we know they're not taking a quarterback though.
No, they got that locked up. They just need to protect him. For God's sake.
Yeah.
So the Falcons, the Falcons are an interesting case, right? I mean, we've talked about them before about how they really ruined themselves in more ways than one. After losing the Super Bowl, Matt Ryan talked about how under Kyle Shanahan it was the most comfortable he's ever felt. Best system, loved it, won an MVP. Then they lose him to the 49ers. Their defensive coordinator moved on as well, which is what happens when you're successful. Your assistants get poached. How have the Patriots stayed successful all these years? You had consistency, head coach, quarterback. And then they promoted from within to keep the continuity. And guess what? There was years where, Billy O'Brien, you're not actually offensive coordinator. You are, you're calling the plays. But Bill Belichick is kind of de facto offensive coordinator. He's going to lend a hand with the offense this year. He's going to have a little bit more hands-on approach. You're going to coach the coaches, which is part of the job of the truly and really successful head coaches, is to coach the coaches. Dan Quinn didn't do that. He brought in guys from the outside, changed the defense, completely changed the offense too, and that team is just slowly eroded from within.
They're going to need a quarterback pretty soon here too. So,
well, that's why people were wondering, like, what do they think? Obviously, they're trying to remain competitive. They still think they've got plenty left in the tank for Matt Ryan. This from Field Yates. For now, at least, the Falcons' offensive skill group looks like this: Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts, Hayden Hurst, Mike Davis, and Matt Ryan. That's a pretty good group. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty good group. Who's their head coach now? I forget.
Jeez, I don't even know at this point. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, there's still like Mac Jones. Who's gonna take a stab at Mac Jones, if anybody, in round one? And where is Fields gonna be taken here? Those are the two questions that I have, because those are the two quarterbacks that were talked about in this first round. So the two others, anyway. I don't know. It actually just got interesting with the Lance pick, because I think that does a couple things if you're the Patriots. It takes Garoppolo, I think, off the market for the most part, and Mac Jones slides. Do you take a stab at him? Did you like him and you didn't think he was going to be there? I don't know.
Yeah. Here's the scouting report on Kyle Pitts. Pitts is a hybrid tight end / receiver with a rare blend of size, length, and top end speed. 6'6", 245, and shredded naturally. He's a matchup problem whether he lines up in line, works out of the slot, or splits out wide. He's an above average route runner with the frame to box out and make contested catches when he doesn't separate. Pitts is a deep threat and dangerous after the catch.
He's a good blocker.
Stud.
Good blocker, yeah.
Absolute
he can do
stud.
A little bit of everything.
And how much different. Here's the crazy thing. All these teams, we're all talking about, hey, they're going to go after this guy. The Niners, they're a Super Bowl contender. This team, if they can just get a tackle, if they can just get a receiver. Isn't it all kind of a moot point? Like, a 44-year-old man is going to win the Super Bowl next year.
True. Who cares?
Like, it's kind of, everybody talks about the odds. And shit. Hey, this team needs this team needs that. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are coming back better.
Yeah.
A year wiser and more together, knowing what it takes to win a Super Bowl. It's going to be tough.
I mean, yeah. Tom Brady's going to just repeat and make everybody.
Yeah, I mean, so sorry, we that's just a real sobering thought. But hey, it's like almost like, it's like Thanos, I am inevitable. Brady snaps his fingers.
And then the Patriots aren't going to draft a quarterback, right? Just to bring it all full circle and really F up the quarterback situation. The pick is in here. I haven't seen anything come through yet, though. I would guess it's O-line or wide receiver. But
I'm going to guess Penny Sewell. That's what I'm going to go with.
I would say probably, yeah.
Protect the franchise. Protect the franchise.
The franchise.
This from Kevin Clark. How good was that 49ers smokescreen? Mac Jones doesn't actually exist.
Yeah, craziness here.
Uh, Dolphins are on the clock, but waiting to see the pick here. And ESPN has gone to commercial break. Wonderful. So while we wait for this pick, Christian, I'm going to step aside for a minute to eat my dinner as fast as I can. So you've got the con. So
All right.
aye, Captain.
Who's in chat? Ask a question. So I don't have to talk about this damn pick anymore. Who? Still waiting to see on the Bengals. But I mean, look, I think Fields is still in play, but at the same time, one of the teams, I don't know, Detroit, Carolina, Denver, and Philly are probably going to take a quarterback. So I think the Patriots are either going to move up and grab a guy, or they're going to stand pat and probably trade out. But overall, the Bengal, I still haven't seen this pick come through. So will Matt go to Washington football team? They could take a stab at him. They need a quarterback, but I don't know. I don't know what Washington does. It'd be nice if they could come up with a name though, instead of being the Washington football team. But that's an interesting one. I think there's certainly an interesting spot for Washington. But in terms of the first round, who could take Mac Jones? I mean, that seems kind of like the only plausible option, especially with Aaron Rodgers maybe being on the market eventually. Who knows? I mean, I think Washington needs a quarterback, maybe a team like Minnesota, but probably not. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Mac Jones might now be a second day guy. Wow, the Bengals are going wide receiver Jamar Chase. Good pick. Good pick for them to Joe Burrow played with them in college. So good pick for them. They help bolster that offensive unit. So Chase to the Bengals. I'm surprised they didn't go someone else here, but I like the pick. I mean, Jamar Chase is definitely a good pickup for them. And it helps Burrow. That's really what you want. Now the problem is, can you protect him? Who knows? But I think I would have opted for protection here. Maybe O-line for Burrow, but I do like Jamar Chase as a player. So, and he played for LSU, so there's your connection. I like the pick. I do like the pick. I'm a little shocked, but I think they need O-line help still. But overall, I like the pick. I think that helps them a lot. They need a wide receiver badly. So Jamar Chase will do that and more for them. So I do kind of like that pick for them. Obviously a good player. Now the Dolphins. This is an interesting one. Yeah, I mean, I agree, Colin. I think it's kind of weird too. I do like the help on offense, and maybe they will get a couple linemen here in the later rounds, but I don't know. Protecting Burrow's got to be, you would think, their number one thought, but again, they need a wide receiver, so I don't hate it for them. If they're going to draft something else, I prefer it be a wide receiver, and I think Chase is a good player. So I don't hate it. I don't love it at the same time, though. Just based on they still don't have any protection, so maybe they do it in the later rounds, which would hopefully solve some of it anyway. They need help on the line for sure, because if that franchise obviously relies on Joe Burrow now to make some plays. I know, yeah. He obviously didn't make it through the year, and he had tough sledding there. He got crunched most of the time he was on the field, to be honest. So again, I think this helps somewhat though. Chase is a guy who's going to get open, presumably. So, I think it frees Burrow up maybe to make a quicker throw. Maybe, but also at the same time, they have to go O-line eventually in this draft. I mean, that is your guy for the next 10 years, right? Burrow, maybe more, the way these quarterbacks are playing. They have to protect him in the later rounds, but overall, I just can't hate the pick. I like Jamar Chase. I think he's a pretty good player.
I have a picture of Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow to show you, kind of a preview.
Let me cut you off. I got Jalen Waddle going to Miami.
Wow,
Wide receiver Jalen Waddle.
see, now that makes sense. I think it's a good pick for the Bengals with Chase because of the LSU connection and all of that. I still would have opted for protection. But here's a picture of what the Bengals, those two guys, are going to look like on offense next year. There you go, the crash test dummies. That's what it's going to look like. No O-line. There you go. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. Just a friendly group in Cincinnati. That's what it's going to look like. Come on. I mean, Joe Burrow got annihilated last year. And then you're going to not go out and get a top-end offensive talent for him, to protect him? I don't know. I don't get it. But yeah, Dolphins go for Jalen Waddle. One of our favorite receivers. I know Brad Kelly, who spoke with us on Sunday. That was one of his favorite guys as well. So weapons for Tua and the Dolphins, who have a lot of draft capital that they're going to be spending to improve their squad. Let's go ahead now. We'll pull up the... they haven't listed it yet, but we can give you the breakdown here. This is what they have to say about Jamar Chase. Chase has excellent top-end speed, tracks the ball well, and has outstanding body control adjusting to the ball downfield. He's a tough open-field runner with excellent contact balance for a receiver. Chase torches man coverage, and he hasn't realized his considerable upside as a route runner yet. So that's somewhere where he can improve. I think it's okay if you're coming into the NFL as not the most precise route runner. You'll be able to work on that. And working with a quarterback who he's familiar with is going to go a long way as well. And let's see if we can pull up here the scouting report on Waddle. ESPN has not officially released a pick, so I guess we're going to have to go and pull this up on the back end as well. Interesting that Waddle goes before Devontae Smith. So, I mean, the Heisman winner's still sitting there, along with Penny Sewell, who is the best tackle available. But here's the scouting report on Waddle. Waddle is an undersized slot receiver and punt returner who is the most dangerous player in the draft with the ball in his hands. Thanks to his lateral agility, elusiveness, field vision, and breakaway speed, he bursts off the line and explodes out of his breaks. Press corners struggle to redirect Waddle, and he runs by coverage when he gets a clean release. So he goes before his Heisman Trophy winning teammate. So we'll have to see now how that shakes out. Where Devontae Smith goes. And I mean, what does the board look like now? I mean, so you've got, let's pull up here the round by round. So we can go ahead and give Waddle to the Dolphins. The Detroit Lions would be on the clock. And who are they looking at? The Lions, as far as, their team needs, kind of across the board, they're in a rebuilding situation. I mean, they could take Devontae Smith. They need wide receiver, inside linebacker, DN. I mean, quarterback kind of on the fringy backside of things. I don't know if that team's ready for the quarterback yet. You kind of don't want to add excuse me. You kind of don't want to add the quarterback just yet if you're the Lions. I don't know what you think about that, Christian. I mean, if you're Detroit, even though there's quarterbacks available right now, build the rest of your team. I mean, you have Goff to kind of play out he could be the tank commander for you. And draft a guy, draft Penny Sewell, draft another receiver, build the rest of your team first. That team is not ready for a quarterback yet, especially with Dan Campbell.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. This pick is interesting to me too. Like I think Jalen Waddle is a pretty good player.
Hey, sorry to cut you off. Broncos are eyeing a trade back.
Okay.
This is where the New England Patriots could be in play. So just wanted to put that out there. Benjamin Albright, who has been all over things the last couple days, said Broncos eyeing trade back. Doesn't say who with, but that's a position where the New England Patriots have been, if wherever they identify that quarterback, if they want to move there, Denver's at 9. So you got Detroit and Carolina. You got Fields left and you got Mac Jones left. Do you think the Lions or Panthers are taking either of those guys?
Pick is in. I think the Lions will go defense. I think. Maybe Sewell's on the radar for them. But man, these wide receivers going this early, I think there's potential for it. But I think this kind of makes for the quarterbacks to drop a little bit more.
Absolutely. Maybe. I mean, it was kind of it's the opposite of what we were expecting. We were thinking the quarterback frenzy is going to drive the receivers and defensive players down. Right. Instead, now Justin Fields and Mac Jones could be right. This is, like we said, that 8-9 point. That's where maybe you only give up another second-round pick. You don't necessarily have to give up next year's first to get there, which it would have taken to get to like 4 or 5.
See, the only thing that would block the Patriots from trading up, say if they wanted a quarterback here, to go into that top, Broncos 9 spot, was if Carolina's taking a quarterback, which there's potential for them to do. Now, do you take Fields and you have Darnold as well? It seems a little weird. And you gave a bunch up for Darnold. But they just traded Bridgewater. So that's a spot. Now, you're looking at probably Carolina. If the Broncos are trading out, they're probably out on quarterback. And then the Eagles. So those are the two teams that I'd watch here. For Fields. And maybe Mac Jones. Who knows?
Looking like Penny Sewell for the Lions.
Got it. Ching, ching.
Waiting for have you seen the blue check mark on that yet?
I have not, but.
Is that just me or was that pick? Did that pick come in quick? I mean, thank you, Detroit. Never mind. I'm all over Dan Campbell. We have been, but you know what, man? If you made, thank you for moving this along.
Dan Campbell. What a guy.
He's not sleeping tonight.
Man, second wide receiver off the board. That's so early. And Devontae Smith's still sitting there, right? So
is that interesting? I mean, he was the Heisman Trophy winner, and
true.
His teammate goes before him. Not like another receiver. It's not Jamar Chase. It was your own teammate, Waddle, going before Smith. I mean, I guess it's just about the team and the need.
Wide receiver, yeah.
But it's just interesting.
I mean, I think Waddle's a good player. Don't get me wrong. I mean, all those Alabama guys were going to go here at some point, but.
Penny Sewell to Detroit. There it is.
All right, good.
Dan Campbell getting his glass eater. # kneecaps from Albert Breer.
This is really the first team here now to look at is Carolina. Do they go quarterback or are they going to go for, do they trade out? Maybe they go receiver. Who knows? Devontae Smith sitting there makes me think maybe they go receiver. If you're the Patriots at 15 and Devontae Smith is there, do you take him?
Oh. I think you're compelled to.
See, I would, but the quarterback isn't great, right? So what does that do? But also the player is just that good. So
why would he fall? I know he's a busy man tonight. He's got his own thing going, but it would have been great to have Brad on with us. I mean, because what could people be seeing or could have seen to make Devontae Smith fall?
I have to think it's a need thing. Like just the type of wide receiver.
Durability.
I think, Waddle is a little bit quicker. Chase kind of played. I mean, he played with Burrow.
Imagine this, Christian. Patriots move up to number 9 and take Rashawn Slater.
Oh, God.
Who that's a guy. I mean, that's somebody who could. I mean, this is that territory where what we don't know. I mean, Aaron Rodgers now being available, or wanting out. The Packers are not discussing anything. Aaron Rodgers is not getting traded tonight. I don't think he's even getting traded at all during this draft in the next couple days. Yeah. I'd be really surprised because it would seem like the Packers just want to focus on this draft, and maybe it changes their draft strategy, but they ain't dealing him now. How do some of these other teams that maybe think that they're in play for Aaron Rodgers approach things? Denver might not go after a quarterback here now. They just traded for Bridgewater, and you have Locke. You're not going to draft another quarterback and then still try and go after Aaron Rodgers? That's just too much.
Yeah.
Carolina's probably in the better position because they got rid of a guy and didn't bring another guy back. they have kind of that window. They're not going to be in play for Aaron Rodgers.
There's Danny Campbell. What a tool.
Dan Campbell. PC principal.
What a tool that guy is. Oh, my God.
I mean, hey, also the Broncos here, they could go Smith and say, hey, look, Aaron Rodgers, look at the talent that Broncos team has already. I love their skill set. Their skill groups are great. And Drew Lock made plays with them last year. People say, hey, is Drew Lock their quarterback? I think they would like an upgrade. It's like when Tim Tebow won you a playoff game, and you're like, thanks, but we're going to go out and get Peyton Manning. God bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, look, it's definitely gone different than I thought.
Wow.
It's invaluable, man. We need the O-line.
This is from Adam Schefter. One NFL head coach called Lions first-round pick Penei Sewell the one surefire Hall of Famer in this draft class. What do you think head coach probably said that?
Dan Campbell.
It's either that, it's a guy just trying to be a complete tool, or it's Bill. I feel like that's something. The only guy who could probably make a statement like that, and plus Bill's cued in with Shefty.
Here we go. Carolina. This is the next big one. And then beyond them, it looks like the Eagles are the only team.
I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to go out on a limb here. If Carolina does not take Justin Fields, I think the Patriots trade up to 9 and take Justin Fields. I'm willing to say it.
Will you shave your head on air?
Yes. No, I will. Right now. Let's do it. I swear to God, Mary's going to have to get ready. If the Patriots trade up to 9 and draft Justin Fields, the hair, gone. We'll do it on air. Let me finish my dinner. We'll get the clippers out, and this will go.
Yeah, you don't want any hair in your dinner, so
I promised you. Hey, I pinky promise with you right now. If the Patriots trade up and draft Justin Fields at 9, I'll do it.
We have it on video, so you're locked in.
Yes. Interesting. Penei Sewell has the foot speed to reach defenders as a zone blocker and generate push when he keeps his pads down in a power-heavy scheme. He has shorter arms for an elite offensive tackle prospect, but he gets set quickly and tends to land his punch. Tackle from Oregon. 6'5", 331. It's crazy that that's considered to be athletic. For offensive linemen. A massive human being.
I'm surprised Sewell went that late. I thought he might go to Cincy, but
yeah, I mean, I think Detroit's probably happy.
Yeah. 1 second.
Seeing random Aaron Rodgers things again. Not happening tonight, folks. Aaron Rodgers is not moving tonight or tomorrow. I'd gather probably not at all during this draft.
So they're taking the full 10 here. I think Carolina's taking Fields. I'm going to say it right now. I think they are.
I think they're trying to figure out, did they think Fields wouldn't be here?
Yeah.
Maybe they were eyeing Trey Lance, Is Trey Lance the guy that they wanted? And now that he's off the board, that's where Mac Jones, if he had actually gone third, would have. Because I don't think anybody who didn't take a quarterback so far was going to take Trey Lance, right?
Yeah, right.
So potentially you were going to have Lance and Fields at this spot if Jones went where people were kind of projecting him to go.
This is the longest pick a pick is taken since Jaguars.
Pick is in. Let's see. This will break your heart, Christian, if it's Fields.
You're damn right it will. We're getting so close, and then they're just going to shut it down right now.
And you watch. We'll hear afterwards. Patriots they would have moved up to 9.
Oh yeah, I don't buy that.
We'll immediately hear about a trade back if Fields gets taken here. Well, Patriots have preemptively traded with Jacksonville.
I feel like it's slower tonight than normal. Usually somebody has these picks.
I saw one, but I'm waiting for the blue check mark, Christian. I don't wanna do that to you. I do not want to do that to you. We
I
want
think
the
this
blue.
was the spot.
Again, I'm waiting. I've seen it. I don't want to do it to you. I'm waiting for that one. Ben Albright
It's got to be Fields, yeah.
just had one. Interesting too. We talked about the potential for trades and no trades yet. Oh boy. Come on, give me the blue check mark.
J.C. Horn to the Carolina Panthers.
Yep,
Cornerback.
corner.
Fields and Jones remain in play.
That's
Do
going
you
to
go up and snag him, right? Because here's the thing: if the Patriots don't like the player, then fine, right? But I think 9 is the sweet spot because I think the Eagles will take Fields if he's there.
Oh, 100%. 100%. So, the plot thickens. I'm waiting to see. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. We haven't seen any trades yet. This would be the spot. Has to be.
Yes,
Has to be the spot.
Unless one of these other teams, Giants, Dallas, Broncos is really the sweet spot, though.
Hey, man, J.C. Horn going here, that's going to upset a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans who I know were hoping for him in the draft because they need defensive help. I think people probably thought that he would be there. I mean, just a couple of picks away. So, pick is in. J.C. Horn.
That's the first corner off the board, right? A couple good corners in this draft. So, I mean, look, you still have Fields, Jones. Obviously, I think Jones is going to drop now pretty far, but Devontae Smith. Like a number of these teams could take Devontae Smith, I feel like.
I mean, theater of the insane. Broncos don't go quarterback. Cowboys aren't going quarterback. I don't think the Giants are going to go quarterback. Eagles.
I really think it's Broncos or no go.
I mean, we say the Eagles. I mean, we would think that Fields is an upgrade over Hurts, but if he's falling to this point, wouldn't the Eagles be skeptical? I mean, they probably figured they wouldn't have even been in play for him. Does that factor in that, well, how much work have we done on this guy? We've kind of prepped. We want to build around Hurts. Hey, this receiver, Devontae Smith is available. Like, whomever. I feel like could the Patriots be looking at this and saying, man, Fields may just fall all the way. These two quarterbacks could fall all the way to 15.
Yeah, because look, Broncos, I would say maybe could take a quarterback, but they just got Bridgewater. So what is their plan there? Bridgewater lock and then another quarterback? And then Rodgers, they're on Rodgers too. So very interesting situation for this is why I think Denver's this prime spot. If someone wants to trade up and grab a guy before he goes.
If I was the New England Patriots, I wouldn't want a chance. If you like Justin Fields, you trade up now.
Yeah.
I mean, unless the Broncos are, if it's going to cost you
outrageous.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the price has to be reasonable, and I everything you've heard tells you it should be. Evan Lazar, Broncos were thinking QB if one fell into their laps, but they were hoping for Lance. So again, this is kind of one of those things like, we were thinking about a quarterback, but this isn't the guy we wanted. People didn't think Lance was going to go 3. I mean, it's been talked about. I mean, everything's been talked about. Lobster people coming from outer space has been talked about around everybody's thrown out an opinion somewhere in the dark corners of the internet about this draft. Every possible permutation.
I think Fields, Mac Jones, I mean, Surtain's still there, right? He's still on the board, which I thought he was going to go first for corners. And Denver, I think, could take any one of them.
And
They're not
that
going wide receiver, right? So Devontae Smith is, he's going to get to pick 10 here at least.
read you the scouting report on J.C. Horn because I agree. He would have been a good guy for the Patriots if he fell there. You don't know what Stephon Gilmore is going to be able to give you because that shutdown corner usually drops off pretty quick at their age. Horn was frequently asked to cover the opponent's best receiver, and he's versatile enough to play on the inside or the outside. He's big with the speed, toughness, and length to quickly develop into an above-average press corner. Horn picked off just 2 passes in college, but he tracks the ball well and is competitive in 50-50 situations and flashes good ball skills. You always need good ball skills. 6'1", 205. Solid. Nick thinks, along with Colin, that the Eagles are not interested in a quarterback. They're going to put the franchise on Jalen Hurts' shoulders. Again, which is like what they signaled to you all offseason. It's kind of hard for a team to be saying, we're going this way, we're going this way, we're going this way. Now, if like Aaron Rodgers falls in your lap, you could tell your team, listen, it's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Drafting Justin Fields when you've got Jalen Hurts, who's like second year, it's like, what are we doing here? Realistically, looking at this, Christian, I mean, if the Patriots don't trade up, which I think they should have, I just think you can't take the risk. Unless you know for certainty that Broncos aren't going to go QB and nobody. The thing is, though, you roll the dice now. You don't have the control. If,
Right.
Well, actually, never. You know what? I can't because there's no way Dallas, New York, or Philly is going to deal with the Washington football team. They're not going to deal within the division. But like the Vikings, 1 pick ahead of you, you could be thinking Justin Fields is within our reach, and then Washington only has to trade up to pick 14.
Exactly right. I mean, yeah.
This is where you have to have your whispers, your master of secrets, all lined up and know, and have somebody be able to tell you, listen, Washington wants to move up to pick 14, so you guys better do it if you want Fields. I guess I would move up now.
Unless they just don't like Fields as much as the other guys, right?
The non-quarterbacks.
Or Mac Jones. Maybe they like Mac Jones, which I think would be a huge mistake, but
somebody, this is what's going to happen, man. And you know what? This is why I liked Justin Fields. Everybody saw him get hurt in that playoff game, get like totally just bent out of shape.
Yeah.
And then like ball out still. I love the guy's competitiveness and the fire. They had a heartbreaking loss the year before, battled all the way back the next year to get to the championship game. That's the one thing I just never had to see with Trevor Lawrence. I don't know. I don't know what the guy's level of fight is.
Yeah.
You're on the best team with the best players. Congratulations, you played well. And like, okay, your team was down 10. You led a comeback, but like, you have a debilitating loss, or you're in the pros now. You got picked off 4 times. Do you let it bother you? Do you sulk your head? Peyton struggled with that. Peyton won 2 rings, 1.5. But for a long time, Peyton was looked at as a choker. Great regular season guy. But you could tell in those big moments, one mistake, and he start the Manning thing, flapping the arms, and
So here's some, the Broncos will be taking their pick. So no trade. Will it be a quarterback or something else?
If they really think that they are in on Aaron Rodgers, it will not be a quarterback. Should not be.
I agree.
Even if you said, oh, well, it's going to be used as a trade piece, they have Jordan Love, the Packers do. So they don't need a quarterback. They have their heir apparent. So Broncos pick is in. I don't want
receivers, right? It can't be. I would think they go corner or QB here. It's got to be Surtain or QB. That's what
I say. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I'm going to Rashawn Slater. I'm going to say O-line. Beef up the O-line. They got plenty of weapons for Rodgers already. I mean, if they really want to like make a push, then they go for Devontae Smith. But I think they add to the O-line. That's what I'm going to go at. I mean, they need help at center and guard. I mean, I know he's a tackle, but talent's talent. And we've seen guys come in and play guard for 1 year. What did I just knock over? Knocking over everything in my room.
So it looks like they're not going quarterback. Let me just Surtain to Denver. Quarterback
Wow.
still, both QBs still on the board, and your hair is still intact.
If I want to put it at risk again, if I want to put the hair in jeopardy,
I'll be shocked if the Patriots trade out of 15 if 2 quarterbacks are there.
oh my! I'll log off. I'm willing to do this whole first round, but if the Patriots pass on Justin Fields, I don't even care if they end up getting him in like the second round. If some crazy thing happens and he falls, oh my God, you know what would be mind-boggling to me? If freaking Chris Sims is right and Justin Fields goes to the freaking Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
Yeah.
I'll be just beside myself. Then I'll give up.
Right,
I might
so
not even
we
watch
know-
the NFL if that happens.
We know Dallas is not.
They
gonna
need
go
defense.
quarterback, right?
The
So-
defense.
or O line to protect Dak. So they might be in line for your guy there, Slater.
Yes. That would be good.
Or defense. Yeah. I mean, did they take Micah Parsons, or there's a couple options here for Dallas. It won't be quarterback though. So there is potential again though, right? Because these quarterbacks are still on the board, they could trade up. Meaning the Patriots could trade up, Dallas could trade out.
Yeah. I mean, all these.
I think the Eagles
about
are
11?
really the one I'm looking
How about
at.
11? I mean, Joe Judge. Relationship there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, another one.
I mean, because what are the Giants' needs? So let me pull up the Giants here. The New York Football Giants. Their needs are linebacker, center, guard, linebacker, tackle. So basically, O-line and linebacker. And with Surtain gone, so your top 2 corners are gone.
How pissed are the Cowboys that Surtain went? I think they were going to take
Horn and Surtain went. I mean, so
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, hey, maybe they're in a position to trade out now. I mean, do they? Oh gosh, do they just take Devontae Smith? Let's just add another receiver.
Yeah, right. I wouldn't be shocked. It has to be
Has to be
Micah
Slater.
Parsons or Slater, right? I mean, it's got to be one of the two. They need defense and they need O-line.
It's got to be Slater. And then if you're looking at the Giants, I mean, your best if Slater's there, the Giants are in play for him. I mean, you're looking at like Landon Dickerson, right? He's like the best center, but I mean, he's a day 2 guy. You're not reaching there. Maybe,
I mean,
and that's why I'm saying maybe you move back. You know, if you're the Giants and
Yeah.
you're like, listen, we want O-line. We couldn't get the O-lineman we want. We really don't want to draft a receiver. We really don't want to draft a corner. We'd rather move back to 15. We'll swap with New England, get like an extra 6th from them to do so, or 5th, who knows?
My next prediction is that if Fields is on the board, the Eagles are going to take him if he's there, which I think he will be.
I think that coach who already has inherited a situation where he has to try and regain the locker room, you're going to divide it with the first act as head coach. First pick you make is going to divide your locker room. That was the whole problem last year is you had the whole Wentz Hurts thing. You just got out of that.
I just wonder if they say, well, we didn't think he was going to be here. Dallas is likely to trade out of number 10.
With the Eagles. Eagles are trading up. Don't know the details, but Dallas and the Eagles have swap picks at minimum here.
So who's above the Eagles here? Giants?
Giants. So they moved up 2 spots. This is interesting. I mean, division rivals That you don't see this a lot. Division rivals making a trade. So I'm guessing the Eagles had to have offered something to make it worthwhile. And yeah, now we find out, what do the Eagles really think of Jalen Hurts? If they take Justin Fields, you know. Eagles needs their wide receiver. Maybe they trade up for Devontae Smith. Maybe they're just trying to leapfrog the Giants. They didn't want the Giants to take him.
This is an interesting one.
Because I mean, it's on the edges for the Eagles. They need help at wide receiver. They need help at corner. But I mean, you could have waited on the next best,
So
you
they
know,
leapfrogging
defensive
though
backs.
to take Devontae Smith. They want to get in front of the Giants.
It's either that or Fields.
Um,
It's either Devontae Smith or Fields. It's got to be, because anybody else would just have been there. They wouldn't have had.
But who's taking? Yeah, but the Giants wouldn't go Fields.
All right, so the Eagles gave up the 12th pick and the 84th pick to get the 10th pick. I'm stunned by this. I mean, an interdivision trade, you don't see that at the draft. That is rare. I mean, somebody.
Here's from Albert Breer. This is. It's not, the pick is not in, but corners are gone. So maybe they're thinking receiver or Michigan defensive end Kwity Paye. Now that's not confirmed or anything like that, but you know, it
Rhode Island's
appears
own.
they're leaning. I would imagine they're looking at Devontae Smith or Fields. That would be my guess.
And you're moving up, you're leapfrogging. I mean, like Kwity Paye, best D end in the draft. One of the
Right.
best players in the draft. Overall ranked 18, right? You know, again, one of these like can't miss blue chipper type guys. The pride of Hendricken.
I would
But-
imagine it's Devontae Smith. That would be my guess.
But he would have likely, unless they had knowledge that, guess what? We know the Giants want him. They're going after him, and we really want him.
Here's again
That's the
from
only
Albert
reason
Breer.
you do that. I'm
Just to
stunned the
follow up.
Cowboys would be willing to do this, though. I mean, what do the Cowboys care about the 84th pick? To do a favor for the for the
don't.
Eagles?
They wanted the corners. That's why. I think they wanted the corners, and none of them there. But this is again Albert Breer, and I believe this will be Devontae Smith. So it's got to be. I would imagine, right? So you have Hurts and then Devontae Smith. They played together, right?
But I mean, like,
You know each
but
other.
I'm kind of stunned that the Cowboys would have done the Eagles the favor. Right?
It's not. Well, I mean,
They
no,
did him a
not really.
favor.
It's because, well, I mean, but the Cowboys don't like a player there, so they get an extra pick out of it, and they go back 2 spots. So
I guess.
it's not really doing them a favor if you don't like the player there.
I would have. Who knows? I mean, these conversations go off. I would have been like, "Oh, you want to move back? You really want to? Oh, give me a second." I mean, 84 that's what, 4th round, or no? That's late 3rd.
Third, yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe that's as good as you're gonna get. You probably weren't gonna be a second out of them.
Well, I mean, look, you go back 2 picks. You don't like any player there. You wanted a corner. If their corner was there, I guarantee you Dallas would have made the pick. Now they trade back 2 spots and they get an extra pick out of it. Why not? Because the Eagles are desperate for whoever this player is going to be, right?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's Smith.
It's got to be. I mean, the connection's already there. You know, between the two of them, they both were at Alabama.
I was gonna say, think about this. Jeff Howe tweeted this: Burrow, Chase, Tua, and Waddle, Hurts, Smith. It's reunion night.
Yeah, right.
I'm stunned at that, though. I mean, still, even though like you look at the compensation is fair.
Here we go. Devontae Smith to Philly, confirmed.
Wow.
So here's the
So now,
here's the thought
if
for
this was
ya.
if the Giants if they leapfrog the Giants for him, and the Giants are sitting there saying, manage. Do
They trade out.
they're looking to move back.
I think
So-
the Patriots stand pat here, and they're going to
And just wait?
15. They're going to wait to see what's available at 15. And you know what? If they stay at 15 and the 2 quarterbacks are available, it's going to tell you a lot about what they think about it. Because if they don't draft a quarterback there, and they trade out or draft something else, They really don't have any faith, and to me, I don't know if they have a plan at quarterback. Maybe they want a second round guy. I don't know, but it just seems like
They're
if one
happy
of
with
these guys
Cam and to
drops,
wait for Jimmy to get cut.
if one of these guys drops to you and you don't take him, that just tells me you don't really care about the quarterback position as much, right? Because you need a guy. You traded Brady, and here he goes. He's going to win 2 Super Bowls back to back, and you're going to be left with Cam Newton and Jarrett freaking Stidham. I gotta grab my tea so I don't.
Here's the scouting report on Devontae Smith. Heisman Trophy winner. Surprised that he fell. I mean, this is a fall, I guess, for him. Waddle went first, and Jamar Chase, who we expected. Smith is an elite route runner who consistently gains separation at the top of his stem versus main coverage. He has an outstanding feel for locating soft spots in zone coverage. He rarely drops a catchable ball, and he's strong in traffic despite his lack of bulk. Smith plays fast and does a good job tracking the ball vertically. There's really nothing bad to say about Smith. Now, a little bit of question about, the knee, but
Kid can play though. Oof.
yeah, stud.
So the Giants on the clock here. What are they going to aim for here? Micah Parsons, maybe? I don't know.
Giants are looking to trade back.
Okay.
Heard that, and then also just saw it from Ian Rappaport. The Giants are having trade talks at number 11.
All right. So now that it's getting easier here as the rounds go on, what later team is going to trade up and grab a quarterback here? That's what I want to know.
Do we get back-to-back interdivision trades? I mean, the Eagles and the Cowboys just traded to the Giants and the Washington football team swing a trade here.
So the Cardinals don't need a quarterback. Chargers don't need a quarterback. How about the Raiders, the Bears? One of these teams maybe trade up and grab a guy there.
I mean, the Raiders have Carr. I know they don't like him.
Chicago is trading up to the Giants for number 11. Here comes Fields.
Yeah. Has to be. Because they're... What I mean, what's even on their roster right now for quarterback? Is it Foles? Is that it? Is he still there?
Andy Dalton is their starter, isn't he?
Right. You're gonna get. This is gonna be a sad day in New England when the freaking Chicago Bears are gonna have a better quarterback situation than the New England Patriots.
The Patriots are gonna take Slater at 15. You watch. I'm gonna be pissed.
I said that an hour ago, Christian.
I know, but I'm gonna be pissed because now it's becoming more real. Fields is about to go for the Bears.
Bears are trading up. Goodness grief. I mean, at this point, Christian, do you even want? All right, let's.
I want to know what the Patriots are doing.
I'm surprised. Again, I'm still surprised that the Cowboys were willing to do a trade with the Eagles that you weren't willing to do. I mean, I don't know what the Jones-Belichick relationship is like, but if the Patriots wanted a quarterback, again, we're all assuming they want a quarterback, and this is what has been floated. Brad said it on Sunday. If the guy they want doesn't fall to them or isn't available at the price that they themselves have set, they could probably just trade out of 15. And maybe they were going to just wait and see. They're just going to wait and see. The way these guys were free falling.
So it's not confirmed, but a lot of people have Fields going here.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense for Chicago. They need a quarterback. Hope. Future.
I want to see what the Patriots do now because I think they're digging themselves a hole here. Unless they really like a second round guy, which I just don't know. Because the price, I mean, look, Chicago traded. What the hell is the compensation? The Giants get next year's 1, 5 this year, 4 next year. They're going Fields, 100%.
Yeah, that's a trade you make for a quarterback. That is a trade you make for a quarterback. They draft Mac Jones. Could you imagine? Chicago Trubisky's themselves again. Oh, man.
Well, we had a chance.
So, I mean, this is here, too. I mean, Jason over the cap. You know, Dallas should have made that trade with Chicago. Like, that's what I'm just saying. I'm stunned that the Cowboys just said, oh, let's trade with the Eagles. I mean, that was pretty quick on that. I mean, it wasn't like that, like the clock was winding down on them either. That was a pretty quick, hey, let's trade inside the division.
Fields to the Bears. I am thinking that is it's not nothing confirmed, but that's what it is.
Albert Breer, Justin Fields is a Bear.
Yep. There
Sorry,
you go.
Christian.
The night's over. I'm logging off.
So Justin Fields gone. I mean, this is a lot later than I thought he would last. Honestly, I mean, we'll get the damage reports in the next day. By tomorrow, we'll hear. I gotta think if the Patriots had wanted him, maybe they just didn't want him enough. I don't know. They view their situation differently than we do. They are not desperate. They're telling you they are not desperate for a quarterback.
And I tell you, they're wrong.
Yeah.
They should be desperate for a quarterback.
I agree. So Fields off the board to the Chicago Bears at the 11th pick. I don't know how that's going to work out for him. I don't. I like Fields a lot. With all these guys with the quarterbacks, it's so dependent on where you get drafted and the situation you get put into. I don't know how Chicago. I mean, they got a great defense, and that defense has needed offensive help for a long time now. But let's go ahead. This is the report on Fields, right? He had been ranked the fourth best quarterback in the draft by ESPN. I disagreed with that. And he becomes the fourth quarterback to go off the board. Fields has a strong arm, good size, and outstanding top-end speed. The biggest is that he needs to see his receiver come open, and he will need to do a better job of anticipating. Accurate passer who rarely misses on intermediate throws. Fields does a good job of his eyes downfield when extending plays. He locates late opening targets. So there you go. That's what the pundits have to say about Mr. Fields.
Bummer.
Colin is upset, and he's upsetty spaghetti, and does not want Mac Jones, which I don't want Mac Jones either. No thanks. So looking at the board now, what is left? So Cowboys in their trade back, they still need defense.
So Cowboys could go Slater, but
Cowboys could go Slater. There's the linebacker from Notre Dame. I know I'm going to butcher his name. Jeremiah. We'll just say first name. Owusu Koromoa. Is that how you say his name?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, I mean, Micah Parsons is floating in there. I mean, hey, I mean, how would you feel if the Patriots take Kwity Paye? They stay at 15 and take Kwity Paye. Great story locally. You take Kwity Paye and you get Kyle Trask in the second round.
It's fine.
We have to realistically start exploring this, Christian. Trask or Mond?
With anything.
Which one would you rather have? If you had to be taking one of them, Trask or Mond?
Mond.
Why?
I think Mond. I don't know. I think Trask is a little bit more of a project.
I saw a decent amount of both, but Trask is not the most fleet of foot fellow. But I really liked what I saw out of his ability to throw the ball and to place passes and to to throw guys open, to fit into tight windows, to be accurate all over the field, and also operate with missing star talent. He had guys out and still put up numbers.
Yeah.
Still won games. So I like that intangible that I saw out of him. We've seen the same types of things from Mond as well. I think I just have liked Trask better, but I mean, I think I'd be okay. I'd be okay with either or.
Is it bad now that I'm kind of spiteful in the fact that I want Fields to go win a Super Bowl in the next 3 years and the Patriots to just still not have a quarterback?
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Because a guy like that is right there, and they could have moved on him. But Belichick's not enamored with the guy, so we don't need a quarterback because we have the genius.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. These are the things that are the Patriots are telling you they are not desperate for a quarterback, which we will both agree
Unless
is
they take Mac
wrong.
Jones at 15.
And if that happens,
I will tell you that I will hate that if they do that.
yeah, I won't feel good about that at all.
But you have to think they're taking one of the four, right? Mac Jones, Kyle Trask, Kellen Mond, Davis Mills. That is...
Or none. Or none.
Yeah,
they are. What was that last report from Giardi? They're happy with Cam and Stidham, and they're just gonna maybe wait for Jimmy to get cut loose. Which again, I agree with you. I didn't even thought about it in those terms. Aside from the fact that if he's getting cut loose, it means the Niners think that a rookie quarterback, they think that Trey Lance, who played one game in the last 2 years, is more ready to help them win a Super Bowl after a training camp than Jimmy Garoppolo. And second, that they're willing to just dump him. And you're going to pick that guy up? I mean, I don't know. And he's going to be coming in, like you said, he's been here before, but different. It's going to be a different situation. He's coming in as expected to produce now. Not, hey, Jimmy, this is great. You managed a couple of games and we won. Jimmy, go win us a playoff game. Jimmy, go win 10, 11, 12 games. Get ready to be booed. Learn your new teammates. There's no Edelman here. There's no safety net for you. Right? I mean, unless Kendrick Bourne is that guy for him that he just relies on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like the idea of bringing in Garoppolo at the last second. I don't.
Me neither. Yeah, me neither. I think this is setting up for my worst case scenario, which is going to be an offensive tackle or just a simple trade out. And I think I will consider my night over after that.
What do Cowboys are on the clock? I mean, what do we expect out of them here? I mean, they have needs kind of varying across their roster. I mean, they wanted the corners. It's defense. I mean, they need help everywhere on defense. So if you look at best available for defense, it's Omosu Koromoa, Micah Parsons.
Got to go Slater or defense, right? So, or they trade out again. Who knows?
They just keep saying, back it up.
Yeah, now all the rumors are coming out. Patriots and Fields rumors. Never got the sense that the Pats were convinced he was worth moving up for. Yada yada yada. So.
Well,
here you go. Here's Pete Thamel from Yahoo Sports. Did Bill Belichick Jedi mind trick the draft so Mac Jones slides to 15? I don't know how I feel about that one.
No, you didn't Jedi mind trick the draft. You can't. There's too many variables to get a guy to fall. You can maybe you can put enough out there to get a guy to fall a spot or two.
I think if it's setting up for the most boring Patriots draft in history, because I think if Slater's available, they're going to take him.
If you really liked Mac Jones that much, and you hear people talking about, I mean, I don't know. I don't think you can expect to hype a guy up to third overall pick material and then expect him to then fall.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just reporters, I hear that there's a team. There was people all over the place saying, it was the pundits were saying, I think Mac Jones could be the best quarterback. Ugh. Mac Jones. So what, has he got the media on his payroll to do his bidding and hype the guy up? No. Bill Belichick is constantly reevaluating every single second. With every quantum state of the atom. He's trying to do all sorts of computations all at once, constantly in flux. They have their guys they like at what spot. And I think they're showing you that quarterback was not on their radar. They were not going to trade up at all. Now, I think they should have. If there's one position they should have mortgaged a little bit for, it's the quarterback. If you take Mac Jones here at 15,
yeah,
I think you're hurting this team.
Micah Parsons is going to Dallas, by the way.
Okay. Because you can win with Cam. And you need to set up this roster in such a way with they spent all this money this year, which is great. Now you need to inject some young talent onto the team as well. So drafting a quarterback to be the backup behind Cam when it's not one of the upper echelon guys. Now, if Mac Jones becomes the next Tom Brady and Cam Newton goes down this year in week 2 and Mac Jones leads them to a Super Bowl, I'll stand corrected. But I don't see that happening. I don't see Mac Jones being that type of player. It's just strange. You could have had a better quarterback.
Yeah, I don't even care what they do now. It just doesn't make a difference because I know they're not going quarterback, so they're going to do what I pretty much expected, which was if an O-lineman's there, they're going to take O-line. And if not, they're going to probably trade back.
I still can't get over. I still think it's bizarre that the Cowboys and the Eagles did that trade.
I don't know why this is mind-boggling to you.
Because that division, they hate each other.
Yeah, but you have to understand the Cowboys didn't want a player there. So if the Eagles say, hey, we'll give you this, we'll give 2 picks later. We'll give you this pick. We'll give you the 12th and another pick in the 3rd round.
Are you telling me
because you don't want a player?
Are you telling me though that like the Bears weren't offering more?
Probably
at that
not
spot?
At the time, no.
Let's see. I mean,
if they were, they would have gotten the pick. So
Eagles move up 2 spots to get Devontae Smith. The Bears go from 20 to 11. I just think it's strange. I don't know. I think it's surprising. I mean, this would be akin. I mean, it'd be like the Patriots and the Jets making a draft day. It'd be like if the Jets didn't. Because the Patriots were at 15. I mean, I can't see it. It's bizarre. I don't know.
I don't know what else to say. It's not that bizarre if you're trading 2 picks earlier and getting another pick if you don't want a player.
But it's because it's the Eagles. That's why. It's just that's why I'm. I would have expected Dallas to be like, no, we're just gonna pick. We're just gonna pick
like
Micah
I'm on a NASCAR track right now. We're just going in circles.
We're just gonna pick. They would just pick Micah Parsons there.
Ooh, Chargers. How about Slater for the Chargers?
That would help.
There you
go. Brad said O-line for them would be in play to shore up. And keep Herbert upright. That kid's a stud too. So they have decent weapons. So they don't need a wide receiver here.
I feel like the Chargers should go Slater here. I mean, the guy's a monster, right? And you need help for that young quarterback. It makes no sense to not.
6'4", 304.
Oh,
Again,
look at Jerry. Jerry's drunk, right? You got to imagine.
Probably.
Jerry Jones.
Hey, did you what was it? A couple of years ago with oh my god, why am I blanking on his name? The Colts. Irsay. Hey Quentin, what's up, man?
You fired up?
You fired up? And it was like 2 weeks later he got busted with like a pharmacy in his back seat. Oh my goodness. Thank you for those of you who have stuck around with us, doing this, engaging with us in the comment section and on the live stream. This will be put out as a podcast as well. So through Sounder FM or wherever you get your podcasts from, you can go back and re-listen to the madness of tonight. Was hopeful there for a minute. Looked like Justin Fields might fall into the Patriots' lap. We both think that they were in position. If they wanted him, they could have moved up. Now Fields ends up being. Here's the thing, though. Like Chicago, it's a different. I mean, I think Nagy's a good coach, but it's like Chicago has like this cursed thing with quarterbacks, which like has to be overcome, right?
Yeah.
The Browns seem to have broken through. It seems like Baker has kind of broken their quarterback curse for them. But like Fields could easily go to the Bears and just be another failed first-round pick, almost through no fault of his own. It's like just something that happens to Chicago quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So,
not again. Save us.
Ugh.
Yeah.
See, you want. I just tend to think it's more likely that these guys fail. And maybe that's where the Patriots are at. It's a crapshoot. It's a crapshoot on quarterbacks. We're going to take sure things in the first round.
See, sure things like N'Keal Harry, Sony Michel.
I honestly thought
thought
that was such a strange pick. That stunned me. Going wide receivers, like, well, are they trying to like impress Brady here?
He's got to nail this first round pick. Even if he trades out or whatever, I guess it doesn't matter. But there's no way he can go another freaking year with not getting a player here in the first round.
Is Mac Jones nailing what if they pick Mac Jones? What does Mac Jones have to do this year to say they nailed that pick?
He's got to get on the field because he's the only one, right? That he's the only one that's ready now, right? Supposedly, other than Trevor Lawrence, right, and maybe Wilson, obviously. But outside of those two, Mac Jones is the other one that, the 49ers are going to take him because he's NFL ready. That's what you hear.
Vikings on the clock.
Yeah, it looks like Slater.
Slater is a Charger.
Good pick for them. It felt kind of perfect for them, honestly.
Damian Harris has tweeted out the googly eyes. I mean, you're not going to trade. I mean, you're not going to move up one pick. You're not going to pick in front of yourself. Unless somebody who's... I don't think Washington likes Mac Jones. Washington's not going to make an offer with Minnesota, right? In which case, fine. You know what? Go do it. Please go do it. I don't want Mac Jones. So Washington, you want to trade up and go get Mac Jones? Please. Have him not be on the board. I don't want Mac Jones on the board.
I don't know what they do now. I think they trade out. That would be my guess. But
well, listen, Brad called it last year, right? Crystal balled it, that trade with the Chargers, like down to the exact picks.
Yeah.
Would not be surprised if we get to 15, and guess what? Jacksonville, 33-45, and Jacksonville gets pick 15. Would not be stunned. And I can basically put out the same exact tweet for Brad that I did last year, which I dug up. Our production quality has gone way up from a year ago, Christian.
Yeah, I would say so. You can only improve, right?
Everybody's talking potentially about Washington moving up maybe for Mac Jones. Again, go for it. Please. I'll read you the where did it go? Rashawn Slater. Slater has below average length for an elite offensive tackle prospect, but he is a polished hand fighter with excellent quickness, upper body strength, and body control. He's an effective positional blocker with good balance and average power in the run game. Slater has excellent range and is smooth climbing to the second level. Offensive line help for the Chargers. Everybody's kind of on the same trade out mentality here for the New England Patriots.
You want some Tim Tebow news?
Sure. No, give it to me.
Urban Meyer is buying a $2 million mansion 3 doors down from Tim Tebow. So that means he's going to sign him, right?
Anything is possible. I'm honestly disappointed.
You mentioned Slater real quick. Pass blocking in 2019. This is ridiculous. 355 snaps, 5 QB pressures, 0 sacks allowed. Guy's a monster.
That is unreal. That's an unreal
He
stat.
is a monster. It'll be good for the Chargers for sure.
Yeah, that's a break for them too. I mean, he's a guy that you thought might not be there. If the Patriots
quarterbacks going, can you believe this? The Patriots are going to be the only team without a quarterback. Herbert, Baker Mayfield, Russell Wilson. We just saw 2 go off the board. Lawrence, Fields is gone. All these teams are getting younger quarterbacks, and not all of them are going to pan out. But oh man, I don't know. Just Patriots are going to be that team that they just refuse to replace the quarterback.
I'll be mad too if they pick Mac Jones over Kwity Paye. Come on, man. Hometown hero, baby. It'd be a great story.
I don't know if I want Kwity Paye. It wouldn't be the worst thing. He's a pretty good player, but root for the locals.
Yeah.
I hope he gets picked, but in the first round. But
no, the Vikings are in play for him. I mean they have a tradition of pass rushers. They need a D end, so I'd be surprised if they passed on him.
So here's Phil Perry. You'll like this one. Vera Tucker, Zaven Collins, Kwity Paye territory coming up here. So I should have known this is how the night was going to go, and I kind of did.
I tried to warn you. Honestly, if they pick a defensive guy here, I mean, so let's look here. I mean, Kwity Paye would be great. Best available right now.
Vera Tucker is an offensive lineman. Kwity Paye is obviously DN, and Collins. I don't even know what Collins is. Do you?
Collins.
Zaven Collins.
I don't even see him. Oh wow, way down.
Defensive
Tulsa.
player, so.
Tulsa O linebacker. I mean, he's ranked 14 players down. Patriots draft Najee Harris.
Yeah, Jesus.
I'd be happy though. I mean, if they looking at what's going to be available, if they go, Owusu Koromoa, right? And they get one of these inside linebackers, kind of like understudy for Dante Hightower, and then get your quarterback in the second round. Take Trask. I'll be fine with that. Because then you can still middle it. You can still have gotten at least a quarterback out of this draft. You got a defensive player, and then you're still in play if you really want to sit and wait on Garoppolo to just shake loose. Not getting a quarterback at all in this draft when there was the depth and quality, which does not come around all that often. Like in other years, the teams who were reaching for quarterbacks at the 8th and 9th pick would be taking Mond and Trask. Those guys wouldn't even be available to you in the second round. And they're going to be this year. And maybe that's their...
The Vikings could be trading out. Looks like the Jets might be trading up for this pick from Rappaport.
Let's see.
Jets are traded up to number 14. There it is.
So the
Who
Jets...
the hell are they going to pick? What in the hell?
Let's go back to the
line. Vera Tucker, maybe.
Let's see, Jets
To help out their new quarterback there, Wilson.
I mean, their other needs are corner, guard, running back.
Yeah, they're gonna go Mac Jones now. Watch.
God. Najee Harris. They just want to keep all the quarterbacks away from the Patriots.
Imagine they take Mac Jones.
That would
I have to think it's Vera Tucker here going to the Jets. Leapfrog Bill Belichick, who loves his fat guys in the first round, right? Whether it's defensive or offensive, he loves the big guys. Ooh, the Jets too, right? Stick it right in Bill's butt. Get his offensive tackle and just spite him. One pick ahead of him. I love it. I'm rooting for the Jets to take Mac Jones. I want.
I'm just trying to look here. I mean, so I'm trying to think, what are the Patriots thinking? I know this is their whole thing. Like, they want nobody to know, but at some point the rubber meets the road and you have to make choices. They went so aggressive in free agency. And maybe
oh my
it's
God, if they pick Mac Jones, I am going. Oh my God, I'm gonna throw up.
and if they really if they go non-quarterback here and draft a quarterback in the second round, like, I'll look at that as like kind of settling. I'll be happy with it. I think you could have had more. But in their eyes, see, we look at it and say, there's so many good quarterbacks. Why didn't you just move up a couple spots and get Justin Fields, where he should have been like the second pick and you could have got him at 10? They look at it like, well, Trask wouldn't be a second round pick if these other guys weren't here, and we really like him. He would be a first round pick. So I'd rather get the first round guy in the second round.
And
that's how they look at it.
Swing and a miss for Belichick again.
I don't see, unless Mac Jones, unless they draft him and he supplants Cam Newton and they win a playoff game this year, and doing that this year, and Mac Jones continues on some sort of trajectory and they win a Super Bowl, short of winning a Super Bowl in his Patriots tenure, I will not consider Mac Jones a successful first-round pick.
The Jets have selected Elijah Vera Tucker. So O-line to help Mr. Wilson.
Smart.
And now,
do we see the Jaguars do what the Jets just did?
Did they go Kwity Paye?
Patriots on the clock. Ah, man.
Did they go Mac Jones?
I would love Kwity Paye. I would love Kwity Paye. If they go Mac Jones, I'll be shocked. But guess what? That better deliver. If they draft Mac Jones and it flops, Bill's fireable. That's fireable. If they draft Mac Jones and he flops.
I'll tell you this. If they don't go defense here, I'll be disappointed. If they go defense or trade out, whatever. Do not give me some tackle or anything like that. I want a real legit defensive player here, whether it's Paye or somebody else, or you trade out and you do your normal Belichick routine.
I like the linebacker from Notre Dame. I would be down with that. I mean, do they go Trevon Moehrig, safety? Get a guy. If you're going defense, it's to get guys to be the understudies for the guys who are aging out. McCourty, Hightower, right? Kwity Paye would be a stud on your D-line, which you could use, right? That would be awesome. I would love any of these defensive guys that they get here. That would be awesome. Mac Jones, that's a big swing. That's a mighty big swing. And if you miss on that, bad. Real
Big
bad.
mistake.
Because what? If Mac Jones doesn't play this year, right? They sit him, let him learn behind Cam. It's a waste. Big time waste.
Well, it's only a matter of time now.
The Patriots they're not officially on the clock yet, but we know they are. What do you think Mac Jones is thinking right now?
Holy crap. This sucks.
Goodness grief. I can't see them going Mac Jones. I just can't. That's just too big of a risk.
Oh, that's a good point by Twitter. Mac is Cam backwards. Look out. Here it comes. This is the Cam they've wanted all along. Oh my God. Am I getting baited here? Mac Jones to the Patriots per Albert Breer. Oh
and
my
Phil
freaking
Perry.
God. Yep. It's happening.
Mac Jones. Mac Jones, everybody.
Oh my God.
Alabama quarterback. Dad bod himself.
Holy F. Holy crap.
Mac Jones is a Patriot. How do you feel? How do you feel, New England? How do we feel right about now? How's Christian feel? Christian, tell me what you're feeling. Mac Jones, like I said, he better start this year. He better beat out Cam in camp and be starting for you this year. If not, this is a wasted pick. Because you could find a Mac Jones. Like, Mac Jones you can't just say, oh, Mac Jones was a starter for us for 4 years. Mac Jones better win you playoff games and win you a Super Bowl.
I can't believe they did this.
You can't believe, why did you do this to me?
I would have rather had Fields. They got a quarterback. But like you said, they better not whiff hard on this one. He better play sooner than later.
Yeah. Nick, I'm going to puke.
I'm
stunned. I'm stunned. With the not just that they took a quarterback, but they took the fifth quarterback.
You know why?
And they took with all the defensive talent that was available to them at this spot.
You know why though?
Passing on that, they have to really, really like him. To pass on these defensive players for Bill. To pass on these defensive, not just pass on safeties and linebackers, to pass on the best D end, a local guy for Mac Jones.
Look. Here's where I'm at right now. Okay, I'm kind of coming to grips with it. Okay. He better play this year. In some way, shape, or form, he better play this year. He can run a pro-style offense. So maybe, just maybe, we won't have to watch Cam Newton throw the ball in the dirt. Maybe. The roster is a lot better. I do not love this pick. I really do not love this pick. But it tells you that they want a quarterback, right? And you know why they picked him? Because he fell to them and he's great value. They're saying to themselves, he should have gone number 3. The 49ers are dumb, and he's now ours. Yep.
There's a lot of people right there with you, Colin. New England Nation, let us know what you think in the comment section of the live stream. Man, I'm with you. I mean, so what happens to Cam now? Because you know what? You went out and got this guy. Start him. Cut bait with Cam. You all right there?
I just gave myself a drink right on the face. And you know what? That actually woke me up to realize this pick sucks. It sucks.
So, yeah, you were smiling there. The moment you were trying to rationalize this, Christian, I honestly was worried for your safety and your well-being. He has to start. He has to start. You don't pick a quarterback in the first round.
Let me turn the volume up real quick.
Who is this?
Shut up, Raj.
Who is this announcing the pick? I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's somebody who's related to the Patriots. I don't know who that is. I don't recognize them.
See what this team does? I almost drowned myself with water from my Gatorade bottle.
But
wow.
Do you get rid of Cam now? Do you say Mac Jones, Jared Stidham, have fun? We'll wait for Jimmy to get cut, and hey, if he comes to us, great. If not, we got Mac Jones.
No.
See, this is what I said about a guy like Mac Jones. Is like you kind of have to start him. Trask or Mond, I feel like you could slot in behind Cam and it'd be okay. Like, how does Cam feel right now, right? I mean, what does the rest of this roster think? We talked about, not wanting to divide a locker room. If the Eagles going after a quarterback, what is this Patriots locker room going to be like? You know who's on the clock? Cam Newton. Get back to. He better be up in like drinking his tea at 4:00 in the morning.
So I'm not trying to rationalize it. At least they identified a guy. So they clearly know they like Jones more than other guys in this draft. That's what I would believe anyway. Now, if he didn't slide, maybe they don't, pay the price to go up and get him. But maybe they were hoping for him to slide.
Yeah.
If they liked one of the other guys, if they liked Fields as opposed to Mac Jones, they would have paid the price.
Colin makes a good point here. Bill chooses the coaching relationship over player analysis once again. Going with his man, Saban. I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm trying to rationalize it. At least they got a quarterback. That's how I'm rationalizing it, right?
Well, like that's the thing, right? It's like, but the thing is, like, if quarterback. So, what have we been saying this whole night? At least I've been saying. What are they telling you? What are their actions telling you? To that point, it was telling you quarterback wasn't a priority. They were going to take one if one. Put it this way: if they thought that, let's go back. Let's go back and look at the order here. If they thought that, let's pick a team. Let's say, if the Bears had taken Mac Jones, would they have taken Justin Fields? Or if, say, the Chargers or the Cowboys took Mac Jones as, like, insurance for Dak, would the Patriots have been like, oh, crap, we're hearing this is going to happen. We got to trade up. We got to move up. Or if the Vikings were going to take him, would they have tried to make a trade with the Chargers? Like, did they care what quarterback they were going to get? I think they were just going to say, listen, if one of these guys falls to us at 15, great. If not,
I don't know.
It's like I'm having a hard time saying they prioritize quarterback when it seems like they just kind of waited to see who shook loose.
It would have been interesting to see if Fields got there as well and who they would have gone with between the two. But this guy is, a lot of people think, the most accurate passer, and he's NFL ready right now, right? He can run a pro-style offense. I hope he competes, heavily for the job, because I think he can throw the ball, which is a step up from last year. I don't love Cam Newton, so I'm not like hard pressed to say this is the worst pick ever, because I think they needed a quarterback, and if they feel like Mac Jones can do it, then I hope they're damn right. But if all the other guys pan out and he doesn't, it's not a great look. But I don't know. I am happy they went with something they believe that, this guy could pan out. Now, whether he was above Trey Lance and Justin Fields on their board, I don't know. But I think they were playing the odds like, if one of these quarterbacks slip, we'll take one of them. Because maybe they like all of them. Who knows?
Yeah. My phone is blowing up. I'm very surprised.
I mean, Mac Jones is already up there saying, this is what I wanted all along, and I can't wait to play for the greatest franchise in NFL history. All right, baby. Dynasty's back on. Let's go. I'm all in on Mac Jones.
You going to get a Mac Jones jersey? What number is he going to wear? Is 10? Yeah, 10. Is anybody wearing 10? Right? He's 10, right?
I think 10.
Yeah. Demir Bird was wearing 10. Is he back? I forget who stayed and who went.
I think he is, yeah. I can't believe Mac Jones is a Patriot.
I was wondering if Trask or Mond got drafted because they wear 11. Would the Patriots have done Edelman like that? Hey, you retired? Guess what? Rookie quarterback gets your jersey number right out of the gates. Do they give Mac Jones 12?
No.
That would be. I think that. Hey, I mean, there's nothing against it. Like Drew Bledsoe, you're in the Patriots Hall of Fame. Julian Edelman, where's your number?
I'm just gonna twist
They
myself.
They don't retire the numbers. I mean, if there's any number to retire for New England, it's 12. But
yeah, we're not doing this. No. I'm gonna twist myself into a pretzel now for the next 6 months, trying to talk myself into this guy is good, and he's the next.
When is the first Patriots preseason game? Let's look at that. Patriots schedule. By the way, the Cardinals were on the clock. Let's see if their pick is in. Who they take? Zaven Collins to Arizona. But the story right now is Mac Jones going to the New England Patriots, so we're going to stick on that.
So Scott Zolak likes the pick. Just saying.
He's got to say that.
Does he though? He rips the team, and he ripped Newton, and I don't know.
Have they not announced the schedule yet? I thought that I seen that the schedule was out. Or am I just? So I thought I saw something about the Patriots playing the Bucs on Thanksgiving, which was like, unless they only announced.
You want Brad Kelly's latest tweet?
Yes.
He was on the show last week. Let's give it to him. New England just drafted a man named Michael McCorkle Jones. McCorkle? Who knows?
You say McCorkle. I say McCorkle.
I don't remember at this point what he said about Mac Jones, but I don't think he was high on him, right?
I mean, he was the last guy he talked about.
Yeah, so number 5 in the group, yeah.
Do I have? I may have.
You want Justin Fields? Meh. Jimmy Garoppolo? How about Aaron Rodgers? We'll take Mac Jones. Thank you. Okay. Well.
Stunned.
Well, this is where we're at.
Absolutely stunned. Mac Jones. Let's read the let's go ahead. I'll find a detailed scouting report here. Ready? Mac Jones scouting report. Let's see.
Just for the record, by the way, let me just point this out. I believe, if I have this right, the only pro day that Bill Belichick attended was Mac Jones. So maybe he likes the player. I don't know.
Yeah. Does anybody remember that? He also was shaking his head. Now, I'll agree. I'd rather see a guy overthrow people than underthrow people at a pro day. And, he's used to throwing to 3 of the best receivers in the nation, so maybe he's going to adjust. Oh, these guys are a couple of tenths slower.
The other thing I'll say is the only reason I'm not, I'm pretty uneasy about it, but at the same time, at least they didn't have to give up a ton if they liked him to go get him, at number 10 or whatever. At least it's, they have their picks. They're probably going to trade and get some more. They have 50 picks in between, too. There's no way they're going to not get another pick.
After how aggressive they were in free agency, they decided to just wait and see at the draft here. Mm-hmm. And I think they get a quarterback by accident here. I don't think they
have to have liked Mac Jones somewhat, though. There's no way.
No, they have to. They don't take the player if they don't like him. But does this tell you that quarterback was their number one priority, or they were going to take a quarterback at 15, and if it wasn't a quarterback, they would have been fine taking anybody else. They weren't going to move up at all.
I'm not convinced of that, because if Lance is there at 11, they might, right? Maybe they liked Lance a lot more than Fields or something of the like, but
so here's
from what I've read anyway, they were not enamored with Fields enough to move up and get him. If he fell to 15, then maybe they would take a flyer on him.
So here's the report on the new New England Patriots starting quarterback. I'm going to call him the starting quarterback because that's what he should be. Here's the good stuff. There's plenty to like about Jones' impressive 2020 campaign as he put up huge numbers while leading the Crimson Tide to an undefeated season and yet another national title. He showed consistency and proficiency in some of the most important areas of quality quarterback play: accuracy, decision-making, and the ability to read and manipulate opposing defenses. His footwork and mechanics are smooth and fluid, and he can deliver a catchable ball to all levels of the field. These are the cons. Or as they put it, under construction.
Ear belly.
Jones had just the one season of starting experience for the Crimson Tide, and he was surrounded by the most talented teammates in all of college football. So it's easy to wonder how much of his success and production had more to do with his supporting cast than his own abilities. He's not on the same level as the other top quarterbacks in this class in terms of athleticism, and it's hard to not wonder whether or not he's already hit his ceiling in terms of his development. I will say this. The New England Patriots, as of right now, there'll be more offensive talent added to this team via the draft, via cap casualties in camp, a trade, who knows. Even as constituted, at least they have talent. If you were adding Mac Jones to this team last year, yikes. At least you can say, hey, this guy only manages talent. Well, you have talent to manage now. Guess what? Cam Newton, who maybe couldn't, we wondered, can he still get the ball in certain spots all over the field? At least Mac Jones, if he can read NFL defenses and make more than one read and really progress, he should be able to manage the game. Be 2001, 2003 Tom Brady, right? Just hit the open guy. That's it.
Here's what Doug Flutie said. I think Mac Jones starts week 1.
I'll be stunned. I mean, I'll like that. I'm game. I'll be stunned. I'll be stunned if that happens. If that's happening, Cam Newton is not on this team. Is he starting because he beat Cam out, or is he starting because he beat him out and Cam's not on the team?
Cam or Mac? Mac or Cam? Which one do you choose?
Cam,
choose
Mac.
Your fighter.
Mac, Cam. This is from Colin. It's just more evaluation of player. Oh, here's Belichick went to go hang out with his old buddy Saban, shook his head at his QB's performance, but took him anyways because they're BFFs and they trust each other. Terrible reason to pick someone. Yeah.
I will like this pick a lot more if this kid can play week 1 and look decent doing it.
Agree. He has to. Aren't your hands tied here? If you're Belichick, like, he has to start. You can't draft
I think Cam's going to start still.
How many games does Cam start? Does Cam have to go, like, undefeated? Does the team have to be rolling? I mean, Bill got lucky. We'll never know. Bill allegedly wanted to go to Brady anyways over Drew Bledsoe, but Bledsoe had just signed the big contract, and there was a thought that he was going to go Brady anyways. And fate intervened, and Mo Lewis annihilated Drew Bledsoe on the sideline and put him in the hospital, and so Brady got his shot.
I got to send you this.
So I'm wondering if the same thing, if he actually has to make a choice here, Cam's going to have to be playing putrid. If Cam's playing well, here's where we're really going to test your fandom, Christian, right? And all of us. Cam is playing well and the Patriots are winning, but but we've wasted this first round pick with Mac Jones. Are you happy? Do you care? As long as the team's winning, do you care? Or does Mac Jones have to be the reason why the Patriots win? For you to be happy about it?
If you're winning with Newton, then I think maybe you should have gone defense. But I think Cam Newton's ability has a ceiling at this point. So I don't know. I just think if they really liked, Mac Jones, if they said, if this kid falls to 15, we're taking him 100%, then, I don't know.
Hey, you did it. You didn't squirt yourself in the face.
I gotta go to the bathroom again.
Oh, my goodness. So, Mac Jones, everybody, the quarterback for your New England Patriots. Let's check back in quickly here with the draft board while we've been talking about that. Since Mac Jones went, Zaven Collins to the Cardinals, Alex Leatherwood, guard, gone to the Raiders. Interesting. So second-ranked guard on the board, 60th overall player. Kind of a reach, I feel, for the Raiders. I mean, let's go back up and check who else is available. I mean, plenty of other good defensive players, but Christian Darrisaw is available there if they wanted O-line. There's tackles available, but I guess if you're looking for guards and guard specific, that was the best option available for the Raiders. That's a situation where you'd probably want to see them trade back, but at this point in the first round, who are you how far are you trading back? And if you really like the player, you might as well just take him. Which puts the Dolphins on the clock. The Dolphins who already took Jalen Waddle. So they're probably in line to take offensive line or defense here as well. So still wanted to take your reaction to this Mac Jones thing. Colin jumped in. We posed a question. Cam Newton is basically, he's on the clock now here as much as Bill is. So if Cam wants to stay and remain the starting quarterback and honestly keep his place in the NFL, he's going to have to ball out. But Mac Jones is going to be on his heels. Now, if Cam plays well, he's going to start, we think. It'll be interesting to see if Bill ever made a call like that and the team's winning but swaps quarterbacks. Well, hasn't had to do that ever. Came close 20 years ago. If the Patriots are playing well and Mac Jones isn't the starter, are you mad? Colin says yes. He says, I'd still be mad that they can't draft, which I think is the position, Christian, that I would take as well. I'd be happy that the team is winning with Cam Newton, to which I'd say, I thought that they could win with Cam Newton anyways, so why is Mac Jones rotting on the bench? Why didn't you draft X defensive player or X receiver or whomever?
Well, I'm talking myself into this more and more now because, as I was taking a whiz.
Because you have to, or else you're going to slip into a fugue state.
Yeah, exactly. But I just think I want him to be QB1 right away, right? So if that's the case, and that's why you'd identified him, he's the pro-ready guy, and he has some ability, obviously, right? I like it a lot more if he plays week 1. But if he doesn't, then I'm like, I just don't understand what the plan was, right? You could have taken one of the other guys to be a project under Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Miami is taking Jalen Phillips, pass rusher. So naturally they'll trade him in like 2 years because Beefalo likes to do that.
The Washington football team on the clock now. Can they just please select a name? I'd be down with that. I've always been interested every draft too. So did you know, unless they change the rules, as far as I know, the last interpretations of the rules, you get your 10 minutes and then your time is up. And if you could choose to not make a pick, you could just jump in whenever you want after that.
Yeah.
This would have been the year. I've been waiting for Belichick to be the one to do that. Like, you know what? We don't really like anybody here, but we don't want to trade back. We don't know where we want to pick, so we'll just wait. We'll just take whoever at whatever spot. This would have been the year. Whoop, there goes the phone. Goodness grief. As you said, at least they took a quarterback. I don't feel like it's this great thing. If they had moved up for a guy, if they had moved up for Mac Jones, or moved up, even just a couple of picks for Justin Fields, I'd say they're telling you that quarterback is important and that they like this guy. Just staying pat and taking the guy there, you just don't get a read on were they just happy to have a quarterback be there and they took him. I don't know. We won't know until the season begins. We really won't. Because even preseason, we'll kind of get an idea of, this guy can play. But we won't know for a year, 2 years.
Yeah.
Because how many first-round picks had Belichick missed out on? Swings and misses on guys. Hey, you go after a Dominique Easley. It doesn't work out. But it's okay because you have Tom Brady and you missed on a first-round pick, but you still go and win a Super Bowl. Plural, Super Bowls. You can't afford that now. You don't have that safety blanket of, we missed on a first-round pick, but our team's still going to win 12 games, go to the playoffs, blah, 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 blah. The microscope is just way different now.
Yeah.
So you draft a quarterback, it's to play, not to sit. You're wasting a roster spot, cap space. Let's do this. Talk about this. Let's see. First round salary cap figures.
Oh, who cares about the salary cap? You can manipulate that.
Let's see. Mac Jones is probably going to be paid around $15 million. So I guess it's not as bad for that spot. The top 5 is insane. If you're a top 5 pick, you're making $36 million.
You're also probably a really good player, so it's probably worth
It's worth it, unless you're a bust. $15 million, 4 years. So I mean, I guess it's not like it used to be. You know, they really rescaled this. But hey, 4-year deal, right? $15 million. 15. I mean, he's going to be paid in the area of $3 to $4 million. So I guess that's not bad. So I guess you're not really hurting yourself there with a guy just burning up a roster spot. But I'd rather have had a defensive guy and go get one of these other quarterbacks.
Well, that's the thing. If Mac Jones is the same guy as like Kellen Mond, then what the hell is the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't like it. I'm with you where I certainly can come to like it if he plays and if he performs. But if he doesn't, this is going to be, I think, if Mac Jones does not put you into, because winning the Super Bowl is hard, right? I don't want to say he has to win a Super Bowl.
Of a winning season.
But if Mac Jones does not ever put the Patriots in Super Bowl contention, this could be the biggest mistake in Bill's career. On par with not playing Malcolm Butler in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Big time bad. If Mac Jones does not pan out, if Cam Newton gets hurt and Mac Jones plays and Mac Jones sucks, how long is Bill for this team? There's going to be pressure to win. Especially if Brady goes out and gets number 8 this year.
I'm just hoping Justin Fields pans out and wins.
Especially if Tom Brady is starting for the Buccaneers and Mac Jones starts for you in week whenever, and Brady smokes you at Gillette. If the season's going rough, and guess what? You got fans back in the building. They're going to boo the crap out of you. Can't hide behind pumped-in crowd noise. Washington football team takes Jamin Davis, linebacker from Kentucky. That's a good pick for them.
Who cares? We got Mac Jones, baby. Woo! We're going to the Super Bowl this year. Pats are going to win another one. The last time I just saw this from Nick, actually sent this to me. The last time they picked someone with 3 letters in their name, it was Tom Brady. So Cam spelled backwards is Mac. 3 letters in his name.
What are we getting into? This is getting into like numerology here and Scientology. We joked about reading tea leaves. We're actually reading tea leaves now.
Well, here's the thing, right? If you want to, just try to decipher why the Eagles went up 2 spots, then I'm going to try to decipher why the Patriots are going to win a Super Bowl now with Mac Jones.
Man. Let's go ahead. We can actually I'll bring in this. This is New England Patriots tweeted this out. Let's hear from Mac Jones, shall we? Here on the program. Go ahead and bring this in. Make sure we're all set up here. Here we go. This is from the New England Patriots. This is Mac Jones. First round pick for the New England Patriots. Future quarterback, Mac Jones. Here, have a listen.
Hall of Famer.
Going to the New England Patriots. Was it worth the wait?
Oh, absolutely. This is what I wanted all along, and I can't wait to play for really the greatest franchise in NFL history. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're looking forward to it.
That's not well received here. You got all the boos. But talking about championships, your college coach, Nick Saban, very good friends with Bill Belichick. Both of them know a lot about winning championships. Will you bring another championship to New England?
We'll see. I've got a chance to play under some legendary coaches, even in high school, and like you said, with Coach Saban. So I'm looking forward to taking Coach Belichick's coaching. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I know you're nicknamed the Joker. You got that big smile now, right?
Sounds good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're going to...
Those interviews, I always hate those interviews, by the way.
Yeah, that's stupid questions.
They always ask the same stupid questions. Yeah, guys give the same formulaic responses. Every now and again, you get a guy who's just completely wild. They'll have a guy like, they ask them, like you can tell like a guy's like really emotional. You know his story, like his father died or God forbid something horrible. what's going through your mind right now? And then they
Yeah.
pry and they ask, like, just leave the guy alone.
Yeah.
Don't
I
bother
agree
him.
with that.
Or if a guy breaks down, they like stay there and like make him talk. It's like, just cut away.
Can we say safely now it's no Garoppolo now, right? Based on the events tonight, right? You take Mac Jones, who's pro ready. You have Cam Newton in front of him anyway, technically, and then Garoppolo is in front of Lance, who's not going to be ready.
What about this?
I would say it's kind of off the table.
Garoppolo gets cut. Say the Niners really love Lance and they want to start him. They're like, F it. We want to start him. They try to trade Jimmy, they can't.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to stay on the bench. They say, cut me. If he's on the street and you're looking like you're going to start Cam Newton and let Mac Jones kind of learn, at least early on, first half of the season, what do the Patriots do? Do you upset the apple cart and go after Jimmy G? I say no.
Probably not at this point. Yeah. I am now, because this is the situation we're in. I'm going to hitch my wagon to I want Mac Jones to be playing week 1. Like you took this guy 15. He is supposed to be pro ready. Bill Belichick never plays young guys, by the way. So I'd be shocked if this kid plays before week 8. But again, I am now kind of on the wagon here that I want this guy to play week 1 or week 2 or week 3. Early on in the season, I want him to show something, because this is why they grabbed him.
Giants are on the clock right now. I want to see when Kwity Paye goes.
Would the Patriots trade up into the first round?
Back end of the first round.
Yeah, to grab a guy. I doubt it, but keep the aggression
where
going
do-
from free agency. I didn't think we were going to be here with free agency and Mac Jones, so why not just keep it rolling?
Let's see. I mean, where do they... Second round, they don't pick until 46. So you're looking to go from, 46? Who would be a good trade partner for them? I mean, Buffalo wouldn't. Baltimore wouldn't.
Just trying to identify their needs now after taking a quarterback. Where do you go? Defense, probably, I would imagine. So
Yeah, I definitely think have to. I mean, a
or
corner.
wide out.
A corner, somebody who... Which is why I wouldn't have been surprised if one of the corners slipped, them going there. I mean, because Stephon Gilmore has been in talks of, does he get traded? Now he says he's open to an extension, yada, yada. He's kind of like maybe got 1 or 2 more years out of him. Only 1 under contract. J.C. Jackson's going to want to get paid. Do they keep him?
Oh, God. I don't like this. Pro comparison to Mac Jones, Jared Goff. Blech.
If he's Jared Goff, that's bad news.
The Patriots are in trouble.
Bad news.
Oof.
Because you know what? Jared Goff was good enough to get, coached up under the wizard there, McVay, and then what? Absolutely crap himself in the Super Bowl. And I said, then they signed him to that huge contract, and it was like, what are you doing? You clearly just coached this guy up, who was on the edge of being bust material, and you coach him up. Just go get another guy. Just draft a quarterback to just slot in there and run your system.
Yeah. I did not think we were going to be here. I'll be honest. I was fully expecting no Mac Jones. I was fully expecting either a trade up for maybe a guy or a trade out.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting that they did take a quarterback. Because we also
They
expected
needed one.
that they could not. Which would have really been surprising. He says the right things. The Alabama quarterback thing, I just don't know. I just don't know.
The Giants just took Kadarius Toney, wide receiver. I don't know him, but
He wasn't supposed to go for a while. Let me see where he is. Way down the board, I think. See, this is where guys start getting picked. Where is he? Unless, maybe because they already put him in. Yeah. There we go. 32nd ranked overall player. 6th best wide receiver. So I guess if the Giants really wanted a receiver, this was the way to go. Tony is a dangerous slot receiver and return man at his best in space. He has rare explosiveness to go along with good open field instincts and contact balance. Florida did a good job of scheming to help get him open, and there's still room to get better, but he has made strides as a route runner. Tony impressed during one-on-ones the week of the Senior Bowl and has excellent natural separation skills. So, if you're the Patriots, yeah, you're looking to get back up into the first round. Lineman, D-end, wide receiver, any of those guys. I mean, if you look at who's left for wide receiver, where's my guy? Where's my UNC guy? Man, they got him ranked 13th. He's going to be a day 3 guy. See, I wouldn't mind them doing that, going after a guy, Diami Brown, going after somebody like that. Wide receiver, 3rd round. I mean, they're going to have to pick a receiver eventually. Some young talent.
I'm still sitting here kind of stunned that they took this.
Glazed over.
Yeah.
I think we're going to come on here, son. I don't know. We're going to come on. Will we feel differently? Like, depending on how the rest of this draft goes. I mean, we're going to come on here Sunday after the 2nd and 3rd rounds have been complete.
Yeah.
What does this team look like? They take Trask, too.
I honestly wouldn't hate that. Get rid of Stidham.
Or Mills. They get Mills. They end up just taking like 3 quarterbacks and throwing crap against the wall.
I would not be opposed to taking 2. If they think another guy could be good too, go nuts. Let's just draft all the quarterbacks.
Outside
you're bound
of the
to
top
hit
4.
on like you're bound to hit on like one or like half of one, right? Did you see that tweet I sent you?
I did. Do you want me to pull that up? I can.
I mean, I just think it's just so accurate.
Let's see. Where'd it go? We can share this with the live audience. Christian Laba. Here we go. Like father, like son. The strut.
Stone Cold. Stone Cold.
I think he's going to be a bust. I'm sorry. I don't want him. I don't want him to be. I feel like this is.
I mean, that's kind of
an uncharacteristic risk. It's like it's so tough to read, right? I mean, it's like on one hand we wanted the Patriots to go after a quarterback. On the other hand, it's like you went after Mac Jones, which is kind of risky. So you either really. This is how you decide it out. How much do you trust Bill? If you really trust Bill, then you have to just say they drafted this kid for a reason. They believe in him. They believe in his skill set. They believe in his fit on the roster, and they believe they can win with him. They wouldn't draft him if they didn't feel that way. How much do you trust Bill?
I don't know. Right now, I don't know. Because part of me feels like Mac Jones fell to them. It's not like they...
Exactly.
You know, I'm like... It's kind of like similar to what you said, where it's just like, how much did they identify? Like they may be like the player, sure, and they said, okay, if he comes to 15, we'll take him. But they didn't do the Patrick Mahomes. They didn't go up there like the Chiefs did. Get the guy, bring him in, and he's a stud. They waited, they were patient, and he fell. Now maybe they if they got wind someone was taking him, did they trade up and jump him? I don't know. I'm just not convinced of that.
Without them telling us, like, we'll never know, like, Were they just smarter than everybody else and they knew he'd be there? Like they didn't give us anything to glom onto here. Like you're right. If they had traded up 2 picks and took him, you'd be like, they wanted him. You know what? They wanted Mac Jones. And I'm going to believe in that, the fact that they wanted Mac Jones. Just picking him there out of convenience doesn't really instill me with confidence.
Yeah.
So this is from Skip Bayless. So, I mean, take it with a grain of salt because it's Skip Bayless. Where did it go?
Oh, he's a Brady Bobo, so I don't listen to what he says.
I know. I would just say, this is the 360 Sports Show, Christian. We put out all the opinions.
360 except for Skip Bayless.
Except for Skip Bayless. This is what he has to say. Bill Belichick, who has been anything but a genius when it comes to drafting, just made a mistake taking Mac Jones. He's certainly no Brady. Slower release, below average arm, can get a little panicky. Good luck, Coach Subway. Brady is on his way to winning a 2nd Super Bowl in Tampa.
Here's what this is. Someone said this. This is kind of a good perspective. I kind of like this. I'm kind of I'm vibing with this right now. I'm excited it's not Jimmy, optimistic it's not Cam, and still pissed it's not Fields. The entire summer is gonna be awesome. So I mean, I kind of vibe with that, honestly.
If you were on the anybody but Cam parade,
yeah, you should like this.
I think a lot of, judging by the reaction, it seems the majority of people do like this.
From what I've seen, yeah.
So, I'm just hesitant. I don't hate it. I just don't know how to feel about it because it's unprecedented. And we have to imagine they like him. Oh, did he go? I think Kwity Paye just went to the Colts. Wait and see a blue check mark.
Colts. Yep, Kwity Paye.
That.
Ian Rappaport.
Kwity Paye. Awesome.
Good for him.
Yeah, it's a great story. Great story. Amazing kid. Local product here in Rhode Island. Read you his scouting report. Paye plays with good pad level, flashes the ability to make plays in the backfield, and chases with good effort. He needs to make strides as a hand fighter, but he has the tools, including the explosive closing burst and change of direction, to develop into an elite pass rusher. Paye is versatile. He can kick inside to rush the passer. He could also transition to play as a 3-4 outside linebacker. And I would have loved him in New England. As of this moment, I would rather have had Paye over Mac Jones. At this moment. That can change. It certainly can change. But think about that. Bill Belichick passed on a versatile outside linebacker, edge pass rusher to draft a quarterback.
See, that's the thing that's like, okay, they didn't.
Does that make you think he's losing his mind, or that?
No, not necessarily. I think maybe if there are other players that they liked on the board, but Mac Jones was above them on the board, that makes me feel a little bit better. But I still don't know if they really identified Mac Jones. I think he just slipped and fell on them.
Yeah.
And Bill Belichick might have.
I guess when you have they usually don't just take the best available guy. They take the best value and need, based on need.
Yeah.
I think maybe with quarterback, they did it more traditionally, and they just said, well, we need a quarterback, and this is the quarterback who's available. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
10 picks to go. Can you do it, Christian? Can you hang in there?
Probably not.
It's
already 11 o'clock.
Do you think you can make it?
There's no point now.
Is it worth it?
I'll stay
these
till
10,
25.
These 10
maybe?
picks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's get to the Jaguars pick because let's look at it this way: the Buccaneers not trading with the Patriots, the Ravens, Bills. I don't think the Packers or the Saints are. The Ravens and Browns certainly aren't. So there's a chance maybe if the Patriots wanted to jump back up, pick 25 could be where it is. With Jacksonville and the Urban Meyer connection, which I'm sure they're happy with. They like this now. Hey, get to reevaluate, and Hey, man, they got all night to go over the board. Think about what they want to do on day 2. This is a steal for the Colts, by the way. Kwity Paye at 21, that's a steal.
Good pick for the Colts. Colts already have some studs defensively. They got a good solid roster. So
it's a good team. And if Wentz can stay healthy,
they should be in it.
They should be in an AFC Championship game. I think they're probably, I don't know. Who do you think's more ready to get back? This is assuming the Chiefs don't have a hangover. And, it looked like at times last year they kind of had the Super Bowl hangover of, well, we already won, we're the champions, and we can kind of flip a switch.
Yeah.
This is we just lost the Super Bowl. We got blown out. Assuming that the Chiefs are still the number 1 team and that they'd be the number 1 seed, are the Bills or the Colts? Who's closer to them?
Closer to who? Patriots?
No, to the Chiefs.
I'm sorry. I'm starting to doze, and Kwity Paye was on the screen now.
Who's closer to the Chiefs? The Bills or the Colts?
If Wentz is healthy, I think the Colts just based on roster. But the Bills are not far away. They almost got there this past year, but Josh Allen wasn't quite ready for that moment. So
yeah,
can any of them beat Mac Jones? Yeah, can any of them beat Mac Jones? Can any of them beat Patrick Mahomes? That would be the question, which I'm not convinced.
Mac Mahomes.
Yeah.
I'll try and bring you some good news, Christian. Bruins beat the Sabres 5-2. How about that?
Oh, I was watching. Yeah, I was watching. I've got double screens going over here, so I saw a nasty goal between Krejci and Taylor Hall. The Red Sox lost.
So let's just kind of run down the board quick. And I there really haven't been many surprises. Trevor Lawrence, number 1. Zach Wilson, 2. Trey Lance to the 49ers. That was kind of the first surprise. I think we both agree. Good pick for the 49ers because you can play Garoppolo and develop this guy with the higher ceiling. Kyle Pitts to the Falcons. Jamar Chase to the Bengals. Jalen Waddle, kind of a surprise. He goes above his Alabama teammate, Devontae Smith. He goes to the Dolphins. Penny Sewell to the Lions. They help their offensive line. J.C. Horn, Patrick Surtain go back-to-back. Panthers, Broncos. That was the area where we thought the Patriots might be in position to trade up and go after Justin Fields. Didn't happen. The Cowboys were then around the clock, and they made this, which, again, I don't know why I'm just still surprised by it. I get it. You move back back 2 spots, you got an extra pick. For inter-division rivals, for the NFC East, it's just stunning to me. Anyways, moving on. Devontae Smith. The Eagles really want him. They move up.
You bring that up again, I'm going to get a bottle of tequila.
Justin Fields. Justin Fields goes to the Bears. They trade up from pick 20 all the way to 11. And we knew that the minute they made the trade. The move up, what they had to give up, they gave up their pick this year. They also gave up a pick next year, a second-round pick this year. So they gave up what it takes to go up and get a quarterback. Cowboys then take Micah Parsons. Rashawn Slater to the Chargers. Vera Tucker to the Jets, who traded with the Vikings, setting up the Patriots, who just stayed and waited. They take Mac Jones at pick 15. And since then, Zaven Collins to the Cardinals. Alex Leatherwood, tackle to the Raiders. That's kind of the surprising one, Christian. Like, if they wanted a tackle, it's like, well, he's the best tackle available, but they could have gotten him in the 3rd round. Like, that was kind of like the surprising.
That was a reach, I think.
It's definitely a reach. Then Jalen Phillips to the Dolphins. Dolphins are having a good draft. Jamin Davis to the Washington football team. Kadarius Toney to the Cowboys. And Kwity Paye to the Indianapolis Colts.
Caleb Farley is going for the Titans here.
Titans who are on the clock.
Cornerback.
Again, though, all these teams making moves, all the talk's gonna be about, they needed this, their need here, blah 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 blah. Patriots, at least we feel, it's not like they're one of these teams that's like, oh, piece away. Some years you're hoping for, just move up and go get that pass rusher you need. They're still building. All these other teams, though, who think they're close, is this still just an exercise in futility? Will the Tampa Bay Buccaneers be winning the Super Bowl again?
Yeah. Tom's going to do it again, and Mac Jones is going to suck. Just watch. It's going to happen.
Goodness. Well, it is 11:01 here on the East Coast, and I blame the NFL for taking 28 minutes to deliver the first pick.
Yeah. When everybody and their brother knew it was
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
I do have to give a big credit to Dan Campbell, who got the Lions pick in nice and pronto.
Snappy. Yeah.
That was
valuable.
That was surprising.
Quick.
I'm
getting a little loopy here. So
Mark Daniels, Mac Jones says he views Cam Newton and Jared Stidham as role models. Oh no!
Well, what is he gonna say? Oh, they both suck. I can't wait to beat them out in camp.
I'm joining a really good quarterback room with Cam Newton. Then you have Jarrett, who I really liked at Auburn.
That's coming right from Bill. I can just tell. We have a great quarterback room now.
Mac Jones said Cam Newton and Jarrett Stidham are role models to him. Said he will learn from them as much as he can. I don't know is that... Again, I know. What are they supposed to say? Say that. I want Mac to be coming for the starting job.
Yeah, but what is he going to say? He's going to New England where you're told to shut up and play. So
I know. It's just...
And here's a quote for Jeff Howe. Mac Jones on Cam Newton. It's his show. I'm just there to support him and help out the team in any way I can.
Oh God. Now I'm feeling worse about it. Again, I don't know what he's supposed to say, but that's like, I don't know. I want an edge.
Yeah, but what is he going to say? That's the thing. If it was any other team, maybe I could see it, but it's here where you're not supposed to say anything.
What,
you can't say? Like,
you can't say I respect
Cam Newton. I'm going to beat him out. I'm going to beat that ass, and I'm going to be the starter week 1. There's no way he's going to say that.
No, but at least say like, I look forward to competing with Cam. Something like that. Oh no, it's his show. No, Cam, no, it's okay. Does he want to be friends with Cam Newton?
Don't you know that's Bill Belichick's whoopee now, so he can't do wrong by Cam.
Colin has a quote from Rich Keefe of WEEI. I almost said WWWD.
WWE?
Cam Newton is still the best quarterback on the Patriots. Agree or disagree?
I'm not there yet. I think there's potential that Mac Jones could be better than him. And not that that's saying much, but yeah. I'm not very high on Cam Newton, I'll be honest. Like his ability. I like Cam Newton, the guy. I'm a fan of his. I have been since he was with Carolina. But I don't know if he has it anymore to play quarterback in the NFL at a remotely high level.
How about this for Kwity Paye? Another reason why you love this guy. He got drafted, tells his mom she's done working. He's going to retire.
Oh, nice.
He's going to support his mom. That's been his whole plan. I don't know.
I'm rooting for him.
Oh, so am I. Again, I'll come back to this. We've both said it. Mac Jones fell to the Patriots. He came to them. They didn't go to him. But Bill Belichick passed up on a versatile linebacker. His wet dream of a type of player. His it could be his Lawrence Taylor in New England. To draft Mac Jones.
I mean, look, I still think Fields was my guy. I'm not coming off that. I would rather have Fields. But I'm happy they have some type of quarterback.
Here you go from Colin. Colin sums it up nicely too. What he'd want to hear from Mac Jones. How about, I'm just here to work hard. I'm just here so I don't get fined. I'm just here to work hard and learn and do whatever I can to help the team. Not, I'm subservient and automatically the third QB on this roster. Gross. There's no Tom Brady competitive fire there.
But what is he supposed to say?
He can just say that.
know.
I'm here to work hard and to learn, and I can do whatever I can to help the team win.
He just got drafted. Like, he's not saying, "Oh, I'm just going to be a schlub. I'm third quarterback on the wheel." Like, he's
What are you gonna do?
go
What are you gonna do when Mac Jones shows up to training camp looking like James Harden from a Shake Shack?
Well, if he looks like James Harden, then he's going to take off the fat suit, and he'll be in shape day one. I don't know. Like, this is his first press conference. I'm not going to nitpick over whether he's saying, I'm not here. I am here. I am robot. I am third quarterback." Like, he's fucking going to the Patriots, right? Where you're supposed to just shut up. That's what the Patriots say. Bill Belichick wants you to shut up and play.
I don't know. We'll see. It's the one thing we're gonna have to wait a while to find out. What are we gonna do? This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna start getting those, like, leaked videos from like passing camp, and like Mac Jones is like missing people by a mile. And
I still want Justin Fields to the Patriots. Is that happening yet? Did I miss something?
Oh man, Brad Kelly, Indianapolis fans, you may be tempted to search for Kwity Paye's high school highlights. I am once again asking you not to do so. That's because Brad had to coach against Kwity Paye.
Oh, did he?
It did not. It didn't go well.
Oof, that's rough. I mean, Kwity Paye is a monster, right?
He is a monster. I gotta say again, I mean, we talked about it on Sunday. I know we pumped it a lot throughout the week, but big shout out to Brad Kelly. If you have not and do not follow him on Twitter, at Brad Kelly, KELLY 17 on Twitter, his draft information is endless. He runs a site, uses a link to his site on there, his Patreon page. He does tremendous amounts of work and breakdowns and analysis. He's the guy we trust with all this stuff.
Yeah, because he's not a troll. He does serious work. He's really good at it. He knows what he's talking about. He just nails it.
So if you hadn't, go give him a follow. You're gonna get a lot of good insights on these players.
Here's a quote for you and Colin to just salivate over. Mac Jones on his fall after being projected at 3 for so long. Secretly, I've wanted to go to the Patriots all along.
What?
Oh, yeah. He was asked about, he was projected at 3. How does he feel about falling all the way down to 15? And he said, I wanted to go to the Patriots all along. Don't you just love that? Because he wants to be there. He's just excited to get in the room. And
well, Evan Lazar says, Mac Jones says the Patriots did a better job than other teams at understanding who he was as a person, along with the football stuff.
I don't know what that means, but
what does that mean? Also, secondly, the Patriots? They're the team that was like, hey man, you can be you.
Mac Jones, yeah, the pre-draft meeting process with the Patriots felt more personable in how they learned about him as a person in addition to a player. That's so weird. I don't even know what that means.
They wanted it on. They asked him, like, what music did you listen to when you were 5 years old? What was your
first job? They ask him all the security questions on the password reset.
What's the name of your first pet? Street name of your childhood home?
Childhood best friend? All right, guys, we're going in there. We got to get to know him. Just do the secret questions again. All right, you got it.
Yeah, they asked me about my pet's name, what street I lived on, high school, elementary school name, who was my 4th grade teacher. Your mother's dog's maiden name, says Colin. Najee Harris to the Steelers.
I don't even know who that is.
Running back for Alabama. That's a great pick for them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, I do know him. All right.
That's a great pick for them.
Christian Darashaw, don't know who that is. I completely missed that one. Did we already say him?
I did. I think I said it, or at least I looked at it, meant to say it. Offensive tackle for the Vikings. That helps. The Vikings, again, I don't know. It's just sad. It's the Tom Brady thing. I keep coming back to it. There's so many of these teams that I look at and just say, like, they're going to do things. They're going to try and be better. The Vikings aren't winning a Super Bowl this year.
Oh,
They're
God.
not.
Joe Namath believes Mac Jones is like Tom Brady.
Talk about being drunk. I mean,
Yeah. So we're doing this again. Oh, boy. Yeah, I like Najee Harris should be a good pickup for the Steelers, actually. Don't mind that.
Mark Bertrand retweeting the story about Aaron Rodgers from today from Adam Schefter. He puts in quotes, "Yeah, trade him Gilmore," unquote,
Yeah.
an inevitable comment from a caller to tomorrow.
Yeah, and then there was one comment on it that said like, "Yeah, and we'll throw in Stidham too."
What if you give him
That'll get it done.
Cam Newton and next year's second in that third pick you got as compensation for Brady?
Oh, here you go. I got a notification on. They must be hearing me talk about all these players. I just got a Mac Jones jersey notification from Fanatics on Twitter. I'm going in right now. Let's go.
You want to hold on, ready?
Start the
Ready?
hype train.
See, if I was actually hyped, I would do this. How much are they selling it for? Hold on, let's see. Let's go to the official. Hold on. Let's do this for a second. Let's peruse. Let's see how the Patriots website is.
$120.
Let's go. Let's do this right now. Ready? What is Patriots.com? How are they hyping this up? Let's go. Let's go to the homepage here. Oh, they've got the live draft tracker here. They got all sorts of stuff here. Oh, they got their live show going on. They got the Mac Jones video conference call. Where's the Pro Shop? I want it right now. Pro Shop. Here we go. Boom. Ooh, free shipping. Ends in
That is.
ends in a couple minutes. That's the #1 jersey. No way. Edelman swag. Are you gonna get one of those Foxborough Forever T-shirts? By the way, that Edelman has.
No.
I'm interested.
Nah.
Oh wait, I'm not showing. Oh, no, it's not showing what I wanted to show. That's upsetting. Hold on. I will demonstrate what I was looking at. There we go. Pro Shop. Bing. Here we go. This is what I was looking at. I think you guys
There you
can see
go.
that.
The pick
Jones.
is in.
#1. He ain't wearing #1. If he is, that means Cam's not here, which means that Jones is the starter, which I guess is good.
Oh, here's a quote for you. Mac Jones has been to Boston once, and when he was 10 years old, he went to Boston once when he was 10 years old, and he got his foot stuck in an escalator.
I thought you were gonna try to be some story. What's like he
No,
came
no.
to Boston once, and he was touched by a man who knew a guy who like was imbibed with the luck of a leprechaun. Like
Can
some
we
sort
just rewind? What did you just say? He was touched by a man?
some guy patted him on the head,
This is the latest
Gave him
we've
some-
ever done a show. So
gave him some gave him some good luck.
popped out some Lucky Charms and yeah.
Oh, see, a little asterisk here. Jersey will be shipped when player number is confirmed. So you can order your Mac Jones jersey now.
I'm not
For
gonna
how
lie,
much?
I was fully prepared to go in on Justin Fields for Patriots jersey. No doubt. But now I'm disappointed.
I was
and now
prepared to
probably-
shave my head.
I'm gonna go get a Bears jersey instead.
Numero uno. Mac Jones. Oh, look, you can already get the trading cards. Do you want to $9.99 draft day panini? Mac Jones doing the Patriots tournament draft day panini.
I could
What
go
is
for
that?
a Panini right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Not a panini trading card. $9.99. I might have to ship this to you, Christian.
Without the trading card part, I'll take a Panini.
Oh, you want to get all the entire draft day 7-card set?
No, I'm good.
You don't want to waste your Doge coins on that, right?
Maybe the Patriots will trade Mac Jones, Cam Newton, and Jarrett Stidham for Justin Fields.
Who is the player? I think there's a player who wanted their entire salary in Bitcoin. Let me look this up. I thought I heard that. Oh, it's Lawrence.
Really?
Let me read this. Top pick NFL draft pick Trevor Lawrence puts signing bonus in crypto. Lawrence is partnering with the crypto investing app Blockfolio. As expected, he's going to invest an estimated $22 million signing bonus in Bitcoin, Ether, and yes, Dogecoin. Goodness. It's either going to work out. I mean, I don't know if I put 22 million. It's a little too volatile for that. I mean, put a $1 million in and let it grow. You put your entire signing bonus in, it could be there tomorrow, and then the next day it's like gone. But we've seen that now. Who was it? There's guys in the NBA did that. Offensive tackle for the Panthers did that with Bitcoin. More and more guys are doing this.
Oh,
Cryptocurrency boom.
Damian Harris is good friends with Mac Jones, which I forgot about. There's
And he tweeted out the googly eyes way back when.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Way back at like the Broncos, because we were thinking like trade.
The name of the draft has got to be Leatherwood, right? I mean, easily the best name of the night.
That's true. How about we do this while we're killing some time here? Best available. I'm just looking for the names now.
Jaguars are making their pick, by the way.
How is Omowusu Koromoa still available? And the number 1 rated inside linebacker. It's kind of surprising.
Yeah, I don't know.
Best names left. Let's see. I mean, Liam Eichenberg is pretty good for an offensive lineman. That just sounds like a lineman name. That's what we asked Brad. We asked him about guys, who's your favorite player? What was the guy's name? The guy who was a fullback DN back to fullback. I should have written it down. I could Google this. This is where like Google search terms, you just try and like put it general.
Oh, just to add detail to that Mac Jones escalator story, he was wearing he was wearing Crocs that day.
What? Wait. What color Crocs?
It doesn't say. I'll have to find out.
That's critical.
I'm freaking losing it here now because, yeah, I've hit the 11:15 mark and I got nothing else for you. I don't know. I got no good thoughts left today. So.
Hold on. I want to find this player. What was his name? Oh, this site is one of these crazy. I just clicked on a site that I thought was going to have like, it's one of these like super analytic-y sites, and it's just too deep. Nope. Back out. Ranking the draft's top fullbacks. I don't know. Colin says, just bad thoughts and Mac Jones.
True.
Weird. Absolutely weird. Oh, was it?
I wish the Bears went for Mac Jones. Disappointing.
There's a lot. I mean, Travis Etienne to the Jaguars. That's not surprising. It's been a day of reunions for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, right.
Hey, all these big programs, teams are just trying to pair these guys up. Why worry about, like, if you were... See, this is where the Patriots... Like, if the Patriots didn't take Mac Jones, would he have just fallen into the second round? Or do you think somebody would have taken him?
It's a tough question.
Because could you have taken Let me go back and look here. Mac Jones. Like, would you have done the deal? Like, if you were the Patriots, you do that same trade with the Cowboys. You trade up to 10 and draft Devontae Smith, and then take Mac Jones in the second round. You give Smith his guy. I mean, sorry, you give Mac Jones his guy rather. Either way.
Yeah.
I mean, which teams?
Maybe Washington.
Cardinals wouldn't have. Would the Raiders have taken Mac Jones? I don't know. They drafted Alex Leatherwood. I don't know if they're going to draft Mac Jones.
They got leather and wood in that one. I think the only other team would be Washington. Maybe, I don't think they were going to trade up for him, but maybe they would have, taken him.
You know what we'll learn? The way we'll kind of be able to get more out of this is tomorrow. Like, if Washington takes Trask or Mond, that tells you that they would have probably been willing to take Mac Jones in the first round. Like, that quarterback is important enough to them to take in the second round.
That's true.
Same with, I mean, none of these teams really needed a quarterback after that, because then the Giants, who could have just taken a quarterback and they opted not to.
I think just
they
the
wanted
football team.
Just the football team. And Tampa, conceivably.
We can for sure say this. Some football team would have taken Mac Jones. It might not have been the football team.
It was a football team.
Definitely would have.
My goodness. Let me see. So the Browns are on the clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is insufferable. 7 picks left.
I'm not going till.
I don't know if I can do it. I say we give it. We're 8 minutes here. Go to 11:30. We call it a nice round 3.5 hour show, because we do have to both be up for work in the morning, and I doubt.
Nothing else is gonna happen.
Hey, see, NBA Twitter is catching up. Tom Westerholm just tweets, Mac Jones' middle name is McCorkle.
Yeah, a little bit late, but hey, you're there.
Reverberating through.
Jeez. Yeah, it was kind of a crazy draft, though, a little bit up top.
Yeah, we're not gonna know. It's the thing. We're not gonna know on some of these guys. So, sticking with the Patriots here as we wind it down. So, if you have any questions, for us, drop them in the comment section. We'll be back on Sunday for our normal show at 11 o'clock for the live show. We'll have a whole lot more of the draft to kind of sift through by then. A little more reaction on this Mac Jones news. But if you have any other last questions for us, go ahead and leave those in the comment section. I'll actually peruse the Gmail right now to see if we got any write-in questions while we've been on the air. And it does not look like we did. Just a couple of spam ones. But if you're the Patriots now, day 2, what's the priority? You got a quarterback.
Defense. I think you got to try to go defense or wide receiver. Probably a corner. I'd be fine with a corner or a front 7 guy, to be honest with you. But I do think you need to find someone that can play cornerback, because I know they got Jalen Mills, right? But I still see a need there with Jason McCourty on his way out. Gilmore, who knows if he's going to play. And then it's really just J.C. Jackson. And Jonathan Jones. I think they need help there on defense. And then I would be okay with them taking a wide receiver because of how deep this draft is with wide receivers.
Yep. There's going to be a whole bunch of DNs and linebackers available then in that range as well. I mean, there's going to be guys who got, there's going to be some reaches. But if you're looking 20 picks down the road, I mean, wide receivers, Terrence Marshall Jr. from LSU, Tutu Atwell from Louisville.
Something to get Juwan Bentley off the field would be nice.
A couple of interior guys. I mean, hey,
They also
Go
have
back
Van
here.
Noy's back. They spent a whole bunch of money in free agency. So, and
if you're the Patriots here, this is like, watch, this would happen. We'd sign off. I'm still shocked. I mean, I'm gonna Google his name right now just to see this with Owusu Koromoa. Like, I'm surprised that he is still available. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing
Cornerback off the board, Greg Newsom.
nothing major. There's no, hey, this guy, there's this bad thing out there about this guy. He's just slipping.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be, I mean, one of the best interior linebackers if you're the Patriots. But, I mean, I guess they're going to want to try and maybe assemble in the second round. They're not going to want to move up. But, hey, if you could move up into the first round again at the end here and get yourself this guy. But I just don't see a trade partner. Greg Newsom, cornerback to the Browns. Yeah, I mean, Ravens are on the clock with Saints, Packers, Bills,
I love
Ravens
how all
again.
the fans are like cheering. I guarantee you, 90% of them have no idea who Greg Newsom is. Now I think he's a pretty good player actually, but
Colin's question is why? Just why? But
Agreed.
wants safety, wide receiver, and linebacker. So, as we wind down here on this live draft show, which I will call a success from our standpoint, Christian, we have been going steady here for 3 hours and 41 minutes. Just the two of us. Definitely ready for a beer and to think about this Mac Jones situation. If you were going to sum up how this day went for the New England Patriots, how would you do so?
personally or as like a fan base as a whole?
Let's do the fan base and then you personally.
Fan base, I think you should feel okay that they went and got a quarterback and that maybe this kid can start right away. Personally, is Justin Fields picked yet? I prefer Justin Fields over Mac Jones, but here we are.
I think I don't know how to feel at all. It doesn't, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. The pick doesn't anger me, but it also doesn't get me excited.
Yeah, I feel
either.
that. Yep.
Like I'm not. Because it's like, okay, you went and got the quarterback, but I don't know if this is the quarterback that'll be right. And is he gonna start? He should start. But is Cam? What if Cam's still playing better than him?
What if they draft
There's a
another
lot.
one?
There's a lot to be left. The job the Patriots do, I'll say this: defense, defense, defense. They need to draft on defense today, or tomorrow, and Saturday, and we need to come in here Sunday morning and say, all right, they got Mac Jones. They are taking a swing on a quarterback, and we'll find out. We won't have answers on him till August or September. But you need to have put some defensive players on the board to kind of help facilitate the growth of this team because they need the affordable talent.
Agreed. Yep.
So we will see. So, what a day. Let's see. Is there one last pick in here? Where are the Ravens at? See if we can get their pick for you before. Hey, this is when you know it's a good time to sign off because Miguel at Pat's Cap is signed off for the night. He has tweeted his
All right.
good nights.
Well, that's it. Yeah, that's the end.
So
of the road.
that's how you know. So everybody, thanks for those who joined in here with the live stream, sticking it out with us. Hope you enjoyed it. I'd say this draft it had the excitement.
Yeah.
It was not a boring draft. Plenty of excitement, and we'll get to see how more of it shakes out. And we'll be back Sunday at 11 a.m. as always, right here, coming to you live through Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. The podcast version of the show, this show included, Special Draft Edition, is available through Sounder FM or wherever you get your podcasts from. I am Andrew Pizzelli. He is Christian Lauber. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Special edition of the NFL Draft. We'll see you all Sunday morning.
See you Sunday.
Good night, everybody.